the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. for speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3. Powered by Crucial, our apparel partners are 656, accessories partners be Cosmic Bite, and our esports partner is none other than AIM Lab themselves. Hey, it's going to be your boy, Aggressive, joined by none other than the handsome fly, sexy boy known as Salty. He's here, he's looking cute. And hey, do you know what else is cute? It's going to be today's matchup. So let's head on down over into today's fixtures and see exactly which teams are going to be playing down today. And hey, we had a really intense matchup of TEAMXO versus Team VALOR right off the get-go. Both of these squads, we know for a fact that they have an intense rivalry. Match was insane, but for the 8 p.m. game, it's just as incredible because M42 versus S8UL, two upcoming stars pretty much in our scene. Especially when you consider S8UL being a squad that they've gone far and beyond to try and force their way into the tier 1 scene as fast as they possibly can. M42, they're trying to follow suit, but they're in the middle ground of the tier 2 scene, I would say, personally, because of their consistency problems. And with all of those problems stacking up, Salty, as we do head on down over to the crucial MVP standings, I want your thoughts. Do you think that M42 can do it, especially with all of these juggernauts just raining hell across the entire server throughout the entire gauntlet?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, Aggressive. I feel like both S8UL as well as M42 have their own issues to solve. But before talking about issues, I feel like there are four guys who have been creating issues for all the other teams out there in the competition. They're none other than your MVP, ladies and gentlemen. Deathmaker right at the number 1 spot. Sai, who has climbed all the ranks, had a lot of consistency issues, but right now he is in the number 2 spot with 208 kills, 156 death, and 93 assists. It's done fantastic. Paradox, though, has been outshined a little. I feel like he has been one of the most consistent players throughout the entirety of 3 seasons of the Gauntlet. And of course, Shooter coming in from a different region has made us proud. I feel like he is going to be one of the brightest stars in the competition, especially in this one. But yeah, these 4 players, they have been creating issues. And talking about issues, aggressive, let's come back to this same old topic of M42 versus S8UL. Now, you were talking about how M42 had consistency issues. They've had problems to get a good start in the competition. They've had problems to get matches under their belt. But that is the same case with SHUL as well. They are sometimes in leading positions, but then they suddenly lose track of themselves and they don't seem to kind of clean up those rounds, which are sometimes in their favor as well. We'll have a look at the group standings and we'll highlight exactly what the problems are in these teams currently.
Yeah, when you look at the group standings, though, in general, I would say there is a really good set of scores already being given out. As you can see, TEAMXO being right off the very top. Oh my god, they're undefeated, and they have one more match remaining. Salty, one more match, and they could have the cleanest sweep throughout the entirety of the gauntlet. All 3 seasons, no team has gone into a clean sweep, not even Velocity. They have lost one game. GE also lost one game throughout their entire group standings run. And if Team EXO are able to take this last game later on a complete 2-0 fashion, they're going to be the first team to complete the entirety of Gauntlet on a clean sweep for the group standings. Team Exploit being on the very second, it's not really a surprise. We know for a fact what they're capable of. Team Valor being on third, True Rippers on fourth. And the thing is, honestly, Salty, when the first time that we were even standing here setting up the entire brackets, when
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about dividing the teams, Group B was the group that, okay, I have no goddamn idea who's going to be the one to go in. And we put a lot of slack on towards the side of Team Exo, saying that yes, they're a very experienced squad, but they have been suffering so much in their previous tournament games that we doubted them quite heavily, being like, hey, maybe Team EXO, they could be the one to get relegated or even not able to make off into those playoffs. But to my surprise, Team EXO, they're untouchable. Just look at them. 6 and
Yeah,
0, 12 points. They've been playing all of their games and they've been tearing down their opposition limb for limb. But
exactly.
other than that, just look at the very bottom. S8UL versus M42, they still need to make their mark on the board because if they don't soon enough, God Particles and RG Academy, they're just going to sweep them off their feet and take this one away.
I mean, it's sad, aggressive. It honestly is sad because I feel like you talked about the right thing. When we created the brackets, Group B was supposed to be the group of death, and we thought that S8UL as well as M42, they are gonna be tough competition for the rest. But they haven't troubled the scorers a lot. If you talk about it, and Team X, they've outshined the competition in a different way. With that being said, I guess we will have a look at the first team on board. I feel it's going to be Team SHUL. I'm not really sure. It can be SHUL, it can be M42, but it doesn't really matter. Both teams are hot shots in this game, and anybody can take the victory, I guess.
Yeah, let's head on down over to the team intro for this out of M42, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly who's going to be playing from their end because we know this squad, we know what they're capable of, but once again, consistency, consistency, consistency. There are some days where I feel as though M42, they are untouchable. No one can even put a finger on top of them. Their strategies are so unorthodox, so different, and so risky that it just works. I will still forever remember the map of Haven and that play from Venom. Smoked off his jet, and Sam just stood there. He just literally took the fight like a champ on 10 HP, killed 3 people, and got the round for their squad, and then got a win. I will forever remember that play from M42, and that is the M42 that I want to see today going up against S8UL. They need to show up because S8UL, their backs are against the wall as well. They need to be the ones to take out a lot more wins because you can need to consider something. M42, they played only 2 games, while S8UL, they only played 3. So S8UL, they're playing their 4th year. So
Exactly.
they don't have a lot more chances. And as we do head on down over to the crucial player spotlight for the side of M42, this player needs to shine really bright because M42, if they're able to take down the side of S8UL a notch, I think that Venom, he needs to be the one to show up.
Absolutely. I mean, Who doesn't know this player? Who in the gaming community does not know Venom? I feel like his gameplay has been a signature style for Team M42. He has carried the team on his shoulders, but of course, there has been contributions from every single other player as well. And he's been the leader incarnate with 130 kills, 121 deaths, and 42 assists, and an average combat score of 181. I feel like he has been taking on that controller role by storm. And of course, if M42 want to avoid relegation, they really have to depend on his services and probably want Venom to kind of give us some superstar performance so that they can really rise up their rank. Because otherwise, this team, they are failing to leave a mark in this competition right now, which supposedly should not really be aggressive. I feel like when we looked at the team right up front, when we looked at the experience and we looked at the players who have played together for so long, we thought this team could click right off the bat, but then they had issues. They needed time, and we gave them time, but it's still not yet coming through. Performances are still not coming through. Results aren't really coming through, which was expected of Team M42. But I guess the wait we had a long break, and I guess the wait can be over. If today they get their first victory against S8UL, I guess they can get the first point on the board in the scorecard.
They just need that first initial point, because I feel as though starting off everything, S8UL, they are a very momentum-based team, and if you're able to take away the momentum from them, you're going to be in the best possible spot. But at the same time, we do need to talk about the maps a lot more later, because both of these teams, they are heavily map dependent. But before we do talk about the maps, I think that we all want to talk about the team that's going to be going up against the side of M42. Let's
Yeah.
head on down over to the team intro for the side of S8UL, ladies and gentlemen. And Salty, take it all away, my man, because this squad, they don't need an introduction, but at the same time, once again, I always say this, it's our job. We've been hyping up these teams for so long that I don't know what else to say about them. They're just cracked out of their mind, and they all look pretty as well.
Absolutely, they do, man. But the thing is, they haven't been able to, string together performances as a unit, as a team. Individually, these players are capable of so much. I mean, you look at the lineup, you look at God Vexy, you look at Strix, you look at Ezzy, you look at Binks, you look at Batman. You know, every single one of these players are capable of being in the first lineup of every major team in the country out there. They can do what it is, what it needs to be done. But I feel like as a team, they've been struggling, right? It's always one player standing up, clutching one round, and giving S8UL a fighting chance. But as a unit, they've struggled to put up cohesive performances, which can lead them to get consecutive rounds and can get them the map and can get them the game. They have been struggling to put maps on board. They can get the map split by hook or by crook, but then when put up against tough competition, when put up against a real T1 team, I feel like S8UL, they've struggled a lot in the past, and I feel like the struggle will not be over very soon. I feel like they have to work really hard to kind of get on top of it. But I guess it starts today. I hope so. It does start today, because I said the same thing about M42. Both these teams are not really in good form. So it has to start somewhere, right? The rise has to start somewhere. And I just pray it is today.
But at the same time, we got to see who's going to be the one to take up that mantle and be the defenders for the side of S8UL as we head on down over onto the crucial player spotlight for their side. Because in a way, S8UL, it's going to be none other than Binks. Binks and his race. He needs to be the one to show up here. Binks, he's such an explosive fragger. When he is having a good game, there is no one in this entire world that can touch him. But it's just not gonna be the case here if he's not able to show up on the Haven. Like, I'm gonna just say it outright. We're gonna be heading on down over to the map video screen really soon, because the thing about Binks is that he's so heavily map dependent that if he's just able to break through that one small barrier, Binks can be a phenomenal player. Like, we know for a fact how good he is. We know how incredible his raise is, but having such a map dependent playstyle against a team like M42 could just be there.
Yeah, of course. I feel like he has been lovely with the race. He can pull off such amazing moves and can be really flashy at times, but then he tries to do too much at once. I feel like he tries to kind of take over a lot of different roles. Considering that he's the leader incarnate for the team, he has to take a lot of responsibility. Sometimes he picks up the KJ, where he sort of underperforms, in my opinion. The stats does show that he has 79 kills, 120 deaths, which is like a fraction KD ratio. So not really the best of stats for a player like Binks, but I feel like on his given day, just like you mentioned, he is a very explosive player and can do a lot of damage to the opposition. And I feel like M42, they've got to be praying so that this isn't really Binks's best day. It isn't really Binks's day within double quotes.
We're going to be heading on down over to the map view screen, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly where these teams are going to be headed. Because in my eyes, I believe as though both of these squads, they're heavily map dependent, and depending on the maps, they can perform really well. Just as I stated, there's a reason why we say that Bing, statistically, he performs the best on the map of Bind, because on Bind, he feels the most comfortable. That's where Raze is the most potent. But as soon as you take him out of his element, he just has a lot more problems. This applies also towards the side of M42. Players like Hyper, Sam, Emo, they rely heavily on a lot of different maps and a lot of different corners to have the best possible playstyle. They're the static nature of both of these squads is what I can quantify for both of them. One is very static, and the one is static, but at the same time very dynamic at the same time. Static players are of course M42, while the much more dynamic, rambunctious, random players are the players from the side of S8UL, with a little bit of static nature just implemented on top of them because of players like Batman and Ezzy, because you know why. Ezzy and Batman, they're very disciplined players, but for everyone else, they
Yeah.
tend to just, run around, take fights, and he's just like, give a 1-2 punch to the face. That's what they want to do. So in that sense, Haven being that first initial pickup for the side of M42, it's really smart for them because I don't know exactly statistically. I think that's Salty. You can tell me a little bit more because I haven't been, keeping up with Gauntlet as much as I should have. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. I know. I haven't been keeping up with the stats as much. We're going to be heading on down over to the agent selections for the map of Haven. We're going to be talking about the other maps when they come through. But statistically, at S8UL, they have not been performing that well on this map when I was still here casting through the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, true that, but we'll have a look at the agent selection right up front. And M42, they're really determined, right? Rick's picking up the KJ, no surprises there. Sam, of course, is default, so Venom will pick up the Astra. Pretty sure that the Astra is going to come through from Team S8UL as well. But Hyper, yeah, of course, you have to go for your default jet. He was hovering over the Omen, so that kind of took me by surprise. And Emo can pick up another duelist. I feel like Team M42, they've tried out double duelist composition too much, but he can also go for a Sky if need be. I feel like a double initiator Sky Sova composition on the map of Haven works wonders because it gives you a lot more information. Batman has actually picked up the Breach. No surprises there, but of course, a Breach Sova composition, it has been experimented, but hasn't really given us a lot of results in the past as well. I feel like the Sky is more potent because of the fact that you can control the flashes a little bit and you can also heal your teammates. You can get some information right off the bat as well. So we need to find out. It is going to be a battle of the initiators, whether Breach is a better composition, whether Breach is a better agent, or is it Emo, and who plays it out better. Aggressive, what are your thoughts?
Side of Reach facilitates a lot more pushes, a little bit simpler. Sky requires a lot more communication now in comparison to Breach. That's why a lot of different teams are actually shifting towards the Breach a little bit more. This is much more of the Korean meta because in the Korean meta, everyone just loves to pick up that Breach because of the amount of potential that you can have when your communication is on point. But the thing is, or the side of S8UL, from what I've seen previously, their communication is just not on that level to make that Breach work. Yes, with the Sky, they can possibly make it happen, but let's say that Rexy picks up the Sky. Sorry, not Vexy. Vexy picks up the Sky. I always mix up Vexy and Rexy. This just happens on a regular basis for
Makes
me.
sense.
But yeah, so Vexy is a really incredible player when it comes down to the Sky, when it comes down to the Soba. But who's going to play the Soba if he's going to play the Sky? We're going to be heading on down over into the match, ladies and gentlemen, and see exactly what the teams are going to be setting up for us, because it's kind of that thing, because having a dedicated initiator player that's so cracked out on both, Batman needs to be the one to flex. Now, isn't he is an insane Cypher and Killjoy player, but he can't play that. He needs to play that secondary initiator because of how the meta is shifting up. And in that sense, S8UL, they're having such a tough time trying to find an identity for themselves, while M42, they're slowly but surely settling in. They know what they want to do. They have their roles all set up, and I'm really hoping that S8UL soon enough, through this match even, they're able to find that perfect hold. They're able to find that perfect setup for all of their team members so that they can go in for an execution and just slap a couple of people in the forehead.
Ooh, M42. Right at the get-go, they get 2 frags, open up the C site, and I'm pretty sure the spike is going to be done pretty easily. Of course, Batman will come through from CT, but not really sure if he's going to make a difference. The smoke will prevent that for a little bit, but Team M42, they've got to their post-plant positions real quick. This was a fast execution, and Team S8UL couldn't really stop them. A spray down from Venom, 1 more frag. Team S8UL, 2-man side right now. Of course, Strix will try and bait out a few players. Rix will take the peek. Strix, oh my god, destroys 2 of them. That's 1 step closer. Strix walks in, gets hyper as well. It's a 3k for him. God, Bexy gets another one. It's a 1v1 right now. Strix versus Emo. Who gets it? Almost a half defuse. Emo just waiting for it. Strix looking in the wrong direction. It's a 1v1. Once again, Talon Strix is a 1k. Team S8UL, he's gonna get the defuse as well. He sticks it in. 2.45 seconds left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. And Team S8UL, as well as the Prodigy Strix, he just makes it count.
This is what you get by playing Aim Lab all day, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you gotta download Aim Lab right here and right now. I know for a fact that Strix hasn't grinded out those hours. I've been watching
What's your
his
highest
stream.
score aggressive?
What? Richard?
Yeah.
Oh, 130k.
All right. Let's continue the cast. Okay.
Yes.
all right.
Okay.
I don't want to ask you
Salty in the
anymore.
background's like, oh, maybe I can flex my 70k, 80k. But then again, 130k on aim labs, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure that Strix has even more because this man is just absolutely cracked when it comes down to his raw mechanical skill. Just look at him just tearing down those players. Like, just those taps, man. He just pulled a round out of his hat. There's no way they should have gotten it. At M42, they're also shocked. As he's gonna be good for 1 kill on this round, but hey, this is just an eco. They got the plan. They just need 1 more kill, and M42, they're gonna be happy moving into their bye round.
Pretty sure about it, but it's not gonna be easy, of course, especially with Team S8UL completely cashing Team M42 outside the side. The flash does come through. He will try to get more frags for themselves. The classic comes as well. It's a 1k. Batman is gonna clean up the rest of the
Nice,
players.
2k. Perfect. 3k. Oh no!
That's a lot of kills actually for Team M42. Okay,
That's
good
the
work
best
there.
eco round possible, dude. That's the best eco round that you can hope for. Hyper's gonna be a little bit sad though because he didn't die, so he's not gonna get a lot of extra money. But I guess it's fine. Yeah, he's still gonna be able to go in for a fight.
I mean, look at this, right? Team S8UL, they've been forced to reinvest, and they're reinvesting in the SMGs. The bonus round, the supposed bonus round, which is supposed to give you a lot of cash to work with, is no more available. So Team M42, it's a win-win situation for them, and this is the round where they can create a difference. Of course, the first round was already in their bag, but Strix, once again, has the ultimate in the 3rd round. The Bladestorm, of course, does have its changes, has its disadvantages as well. It's not going to be all that easy. Has been bitten by the tiger as well. So right now, Team M42, they know what's happening in the A side. 3 players, but only 1 and 1 in the B and the C side respectively. Look at the C side being completely dumped in with KJ as well as Astra Utility. That has been completely shut down. Team M42 trying to make a mark in B, but it's not going to be easy, of course, especially with the smokes, especially with Ezzy over there. 4 players trying to just walk in casually, a 1-for-1 trade, and here comes Team M42. I'm pretty sure they will plant the spike, but the post plant is going to be even more difficult.
Spike planted.
Not looking as good as you would have. Is it? They have the plan. They have a lot of information. They have the positions, but oh god, Strix! He just casually slaps a person in the forehead with those knives. Strix needs to be that difference maker, but how much of a difference can he make against the raw firepower that is being brought up by the side of S8UL? Ladies and gentlemen, forget about that, because Evo, he's trying to be that difference maker. Here comes the Seekers. Context, he knows exactly where he is, but the shots are not going to be as clean as you would have hoped for. Now is it? The time's being played, and Emo, he knows what he needs to do. He's gonna go around for a wraparound. He's gonna be the one to swing out. He's just wasting so much time here. Swinging out one more time, and Convex, he just puts his bounce DPI to 8,000, turns his face around, and he's like, no, don't kill me, please. But Emo plays with his feelings like my feelings have been played with on a regular basis. Gets a 2-1 on the scoreboard, and M42, they take the first round on the board.
Oh my boy, poor aggressive. I mean, sometimes I do feel sorry for you, but then I kind of remember that your grid shot score is 130k. I feel like you have been blessed in other ways in life.
This is what you get for playing on high sensitivity before. That's the thing, like, a lot of people say that you can get 130k, but High sensitivity allows you to get 130k. Now that I'm back to low sense, I barely, and I mean barely, get like 120.
60k player, but nonetheless, Team M42 trying to make
Hey.
something happen in mid. They're completely spread out, but the spike is not traveling yet. It's probably going to be an eco round coming in from Team S8UL, which can cause some problems, of course. The first round for Team M42 is down in the books. And considering that, I feel like if they equalize, things are level-headed. Team M42 trying to make something happen in Garage, but no development yet.
Good as you would have hoped for. Is it like M42? They have a little bit more money to work with, yes, but at the same time, this could be a thrifty as well because hey, it's Badman and Ezzy, and we know how dangerous they are with a sheriff. Just one shot, one kill. That's all that they need. A Badman casually just slaps a person in the face with that shorty. Poor old Sam didn't even know what hit him. Biggs comes on down through with the Arcane Sheriff's not gonna be able to find any kills though. It's gonna hurt him a bit, and Rix, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can't even go in for that plant, but he still can't go in for a kill. He's gonna be going in for that double. Biggs casually slaps another player in the face, and Rix, he's on for an ace. Give this man that ace. Rix is gonna be good for one, but he's just not gonna be able to find a second. Poor old Rix is not going to be able to get the ace, and Hyper's going to be the one to shut down the last player. Beautiful kills from both sides, and M42, they get the second on the board, but at the same time, they cannot get way too complacent because now, look at what Strix has in his hand. Salty?
Yeah,
It's time for some fun
absolutely.
to begin.
The big bad sniper rifle, of course. But on the side of Team M42, those kills, those deaths, in fact, are gonna hurt their bank a little bit. Now you can see that one player, that is Sam, is on the Bulldog, and Venom is reinvesting into the Spectre. So it's gonna be a little problematic, especially with S8UL getting back their full buy once again. I feel like if Team M42 have to make something happen, they have to dump in all the resources into one side. They cannot spread themselves out. Bing dings one player. I'm pretty sure his position will be revealed, but I guess it's okay with it. One player just pops out, and he's gonna take him down. No way! Bings actually finds two of his own.
One enemy
He
remaining.
does get the trade, of course, but Ezzy's just gonna casually
Ezzy!
tweak it.
Oh god.
And Team S8UL, they're on a roll right now. A third round for them, but this one was absolutely due to Bings and his shenanigans in the seaside. He dings one player, he gets one through the smoke, he also gets a jet as well, and the Ezzy is in position. By the time that Bings created, I feel like Ezzy had all the time in the world to just casually spray on every single player who just tried and attempted the C-take.
Not really how it is going to go, is it? Ooh boy. Just look at the fights being taken by all the members of S8UL. Their aim is just incredibly crispy right to begin with. Their peaks and positions being held as well. It's just beautiful, and one by one, they're the ones to find it all. Making it happen, but at the same time, they gotta be careful because right on the back of side, that's gonna be a problem. Batman, no! He's gonna get spotted out. That's gonna be painful for him. He doesn't know where to go. Poor old Biggs gets caught out by Rix as well. The timing's not gonna be in his favor, and Batman, he does have the Rolling Thunder, and this one Rolling Thunder could be the difference maker here. It could be the thing that they need to break it all down, send them all back home, but Batman, he needs to use it as quickly as possible. That's gonna catch on multiple players. Batman, get in position. He wants to fight it, but no! The gravity well with Sam's ultimate shuts it all down. One by one, they're sending everyone down through. They want to rush it down in. They want to try to kill the guy. Oh no! What is happening? Convexy is the last player remaining, and this could be a thrifty round. Convexy is going to be good for one, but he cannot shut down the two more. They tried to knife the man on the spine.
Last player standing.
What? M42.
Okay. I mean, that round was different. I mean, to say the very least, that round was different, right? We got to see a lot of ultimates being dumped in. First one was the Astral Divide coming in from the defenders. Then came Batman's Rolling Thunder. Of course, no surprise over there. But suddenly, here comes the Hunter's Fury, gets the first player. Batman was taken down with Hunter's Fury. The Blade Storm was invested as well. It didn't really do a lot of work, but of course, it was invested. That's 4 ultimates already, and of course, there were more. I didn't really catch them, but yeah, there was just too much happening over there. But thankfully, things are settled, and we are now in the 7th round, and Team M42 once again trying to make steps towards the B as well as A sewers area. So they are trying to venture into multiple territories all by themselves now. They aren't really sure because they have no information as of yet. Venom is right outside the B entrance. We have 3 players who are trying to make their way into A as well. You can see 2 in A corridors, 1 player in sewers. The flash will not give them any information. Strix is just waiting for a peek to come through as well. Once again, information not exchanged, and here it comes. Strix has been caught. The first shot does not really connect. Team M42, they have an opening, but they can actually invest into more utility in the B side, and that's what happens. Bings will be taking down on the B side, has been left open. Venom gets 2 of his own, and that's basically it. The side has been went completely open. Strix does get 1. Godvex, he gets another one, but that's about it. Hyper gets Okay, the penultimate flag as he is still remaining.
seconds
It's a 1v3 aggressive.
Dude, it's not looking that strong, but still, Ezzy, baby, he's gonna be the difference maker. Gets a couple of pop shots onto one of the players. Hyper's gonna be the one to go in for a swing enough, and poor old Ezzy doesn't know where to run. He doesn't know where to hide. He just goes back and he's like, no, there's Nanosword behind me. I can't run away. I can't take a better position. I can't take this fight. Hyper just swings out, casually slaps him in the face with 1 bullet from that Vandal, sending it all away. And my god. Somehow, like, dude, it's only been 7 rounds, but it feels as though I've been casting for 3 hours already. What is up with these teams, man? I just come back to the Gauntlet after such a long vacation, such a long break, and this is how they're gonna treat me? Like,
I
come
feel
on.
like this is the perfect difference maker. You know, the perfect starter, the perfect appetizer for the rest of the Gauntlet that's about to come in. But of course, M42, they have the big guns, and S8UL, they are sort of a little less rich, I would say. They have their pistols and they have won thrifty rounds in the past, of course. Badman just waiting for the opening. Badman, once again, nothing really happening. It's just waiting for these players to just pop in. Most of Team M42, they're tucked in a corner in Garage, which can be a little problematic, especially with Ezzy making so much room for himself. Here it comes, Binks and his Arcane Sheriff gets the first one, but that's about it. 3 kills for the side of Team M42, and they're gonna get even 1 more. Strix all by himself, no Bladestorm available as well. Just trying to make the smoke work for himself, but yeah, that's about it. That's closing thoughts for you. M42 get another one on board, 5 rounds for themselves. Of course, this is supposed to be an attacking sided map, aggressive. I feel like on paper, attacking is a little less difficult as compared to defending, considering how spread out you are. But then we've seen a lot of teams dominate on defense. I'm not really sure what team S8UL prefer, but for team M42, I feel like this is the best case scenario because they are winning on attack, and on defense, I guess they'll have that safety net to fall back upon. So even if they lose a few rounds on that flamboyant S8UL attack, I feel like they can make a comeback if need be. But of course, here it comes, the 9th round. What are your thoughts, Aggressive?
It's the 9th round. But honestly, I don't have any more thoughts. Any thoughts that I do have just get shattered into a million pieces as soon as the round begins. Because after that 9th round, I'm not even going to be expecting a single damn thing. Strix had a really strong angle, but Venom just flicks up and just slaps him in the face with a bullet.
Oh.
Like, that's what I mean. Somehow, if everything just falls apart, it just takes a couple of seconds for it to happen. And S8UL, they're trying their hardest, but they're getting caught out in positions that's just not going to be working out for them. They're not expecting these swings, and their cross replacement's not going to be on that point, but still, Ezzy, he's going to be expecting a fight from the side of Venom. Too many footsteps down towards the C side. That's going to pay for a lot. Ezzy's going to be good for a second, but he's not going to be good for a third. 2 versus 3 situation. Batman, he has a little bit of utility to work with. He's trying to clear out as many angles as he possibly can. Flash is going out. Flash points are going to be good. Rix is going to get caught out. Rix wants to make a beautiful flash from the side of Sam to set up his... Sorry, from the side of Emo to set up his buddy Rix. And with that, another round on the board. And ladies and gentlemen, M42, they get 6.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was perfect timing from Emo over there. The breach versus the sky, the battle that we highlighted right at the start of the Asian composition, Asian selection screen, that is just popping off right now. And it seems like Emo is on the winning side of things. Of course, Badman hasn't had all much contribution. He has 3 kills, but his flashes haven't done too much for Strix. Most of the kill streaks that he did get came through individual brilliance, but Emo on the other hand has been getting a lot of information, has been getting a lot of these flashes and working a lot for the team. You can see that Batman has been pushed once again behind, and Hyper gets a nice frag. Once again, the Sky versus Breach has been highlighted here as well. 2 quick frags Team S8UL losing on their stronghold, losing in positions where they shouldn't really be. They're not really winning duels in respective angles, right? Which creates a lot of opening for Team M42 to kind of venture in. They get their frags in the garage area, and now the A side is completely open. I mean, this is what Team M42 has been doing, right? They are spreading out. They are trying to win all these duels, and they are winning the duels, which S8UL are trying to take this more aggressively. And now, suddenly, they are in a position where they have to retake a side which they had a hold on. It's nice from Team M42, but on the same time, it's kind of sad from S8UL.
It's gonna be good for 1 kill, but that's all that he's gonna be able to get. Strix chimes in, tries to go in for a kill, but that's just 3 and 7 on the attacking side of Haven. Yeah, it's a really good score. What are you even worried about? You're making it happen. You're making it work. It's gonna be an 8 and 3 soon enough, possibly down to a 9 and 4. Sorry, 9 and 3, my bad. And in that sense, M42, this is their home map. We knew for a fact that they're going to be this good here, but you would want a little bit more potency from the side of S8UL, because when you pick up that breach, you expect the communication to be flawless, but S8UL, they do look like headless chickens trying to find a possible... Like, they literally look like headless chickens trying to run around and try and figure out where food actually is, because positionally, S8UL, they're not playing around the breach, and that's... Like, they're playing as if they have a sky, but the sky setups are not gonna happen, especially with the breach.
Yeah, of course. But I feel like the game is still far from over, right? Aggressive, I feel like...
I need to learn that lineup.
Okay. That wasn't a lineup, that was a goddamn error, but nonetheless...
No, that's
Team M... Okay. How to nanoswarm your own foot. Yeah, of course, but Team M42, they're trying to make it happen once again. The garage aggression, we saw this in the past time. Emo gets a first frag, got Bexy, which basically means the Sova is out of the game right now. They're still trying to make their move in.
What?
Wait, what? Venom just walks out of his own smoke. He taps away to Banks, but Batman finds the trade. It's a 3v3. It's a 3v4 right now, but it's going to be difficult, of course, especially with Batman. He does have the flashes, but I'm pretty sure, just like you highlighted, the communication isn't really there, so there is no Strix who can make use of those flashes right now. The Astral Divide comes through, can be a little helpful because it takes away the entirety of Long out of the equation. Hyper, the only one M42 player in sight right now. He gets even one in that position. Wait, what? It's a 1-for-1 trade going for the defuse. Batman.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. You just did not risk it that hard. Sam, that was running the clock
Last
down to the
round
wire.
in the
Batman
bag.
nearly stuck that one to full. That was way too close. I
coughed real hard. I coughed real hard at this. I was like, okay, wait, he's gonna stick the defuse, but then suddenly the shock darts come through. Like, it was, how much, 2 seconds left?
Not even 2, dude. It was barely 0.5. That's how... Like, I literally saw the timer on the side of my screen. I was staring at it really closely. Like, I'm pretty sure that my producer's in the background, he knows for a fact how close I was to my camera. And I was like, wait, is he actually gonna make it? 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds, man. That's how close it was. But, Hyper? Hyper, I know for a fact that you're like a happy-go-lucky player. You're running around with your knife. You want to show them how beautiful your skin looks, but still a tournament setting, my man. Be careful.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, man. Oh my god, Batman.
Switching
Aim
sides.
aim lab. This is criminal,
Target
and I
switching,
guess
man.
you are responsible for this.
Target switching, dude. What was this play? Hyper just went in, run it, and then suddenly Batman's like, oh, let me show you all the training that I've been doing. Boom, boom. Target switch in practice, man. 4-8 on the scorecards, and S8UL.
I don't even
They take
get
it.
that, dude. It's difficult.
Target switching is like I love target switching.
All right. Interesting, but an 8-4.5, man. Aggressive. I
I need
didn't
to
really
check
expect
what's
this.
my target switching score. It's been so long since I last did that.
Yeah, crit shot is my favorite, and I probably get something. I get a good score, right? 60k is a good score, but of course the flash
Yes.
comes through as well.
Surely.
In sewers, he gets
Okay.
one. That's a 1-for-1 trade. Batman finds him, but still situation is in favor for Team S8UL. They can make it work. Of course, the drone will clean out the entirety of sewers. ironically, but tags one player. No information, but you can see Astra is just waiting for a backstab coming through, and it's nice actually as he has found so much space in the C corridor. But I'm pretty sure no one is going to exploit that because the spike is heavily invested in the A side. Sam finds Batman. That's one more initiator taken out of this game as well. It's going to be a little problematic because right now, they basically don't have flashes to work with. And I'm pretty sure S8UL without the flashes, it's going to be hard for them to make an entry into the E side.
Not gonna be those cases that you really see, is it? It's a 3 versus 4 situation. They don't have a lot of information, and now information is just about to get paid. Sam spots out both of the players. This is gonna be an inside take. He just knows. Goes in for a little bit of spam, does a tiny little bit of damage, but M42, they're gonna be prepped up and ready for it. They know what's up. The A side's under the cards. Here comes a flash, and there comes the kill as well. First initial player down. Second also going to bite the dust. Last player remaining inside of the site. Ezzy's on the background. M42, they just turn their mouse over hand around and just slaps Ezzy into the face with that ghost. And with that, it's 4 and 9. I don't even know what to say. Like, I really don't. What do you say in this situation, Salty? That's why I'm having such a hard time and I'm stammering like crazy because it feels like S8UL, they're just not comfortable on the map of Haven. I don't know what else to put here.
I mean, technically they should be. Like, if you look at the way they play, right? They play the map of Split. They play mostly the map of Bind as well. And they're, like, very comfortable on those maps. They're very flamboyant. They have their fast attacks as well. And considering how Haven is on paper attacking sided, and it is supposed to be favoring all those unpredictable moves, I thought that Team S8UL should have a fighting chance, especially in this half. But considering that M42 win their first round, it's going to be a little difficult because this technically should be like a default 10-4 scoreline. And from that position onwards, it's going to be a very uphill task for Team S8UL. It's too steep for them to come back. Of course, it's still technically possible, but it's going to be... Flashes the drone, creates some space, moves back. Sova has been pushed back as well. No real territory being found in the A corridor, but most of Team S8UL players are just funneling in through it. They're trying to press even forward. A 2-man defense in the A side, but with SMGs can create a difference because short darts come through. Sam will get one, but Batman once again finds straight. Batman has a force bot. I'm not really sure. Hyper finds another one and gets away with murder. Nice job over there. All these players just walk in. Ezzy once again drive by 2 players. That's nice. It's a 3v2 right now, and this gamble might just have paid off.
They're playing with fire, but at the same time, Emo, he has a flash in his hand, and I'm very sure that all the members of S8UL, they don't have sunglasses to work with. Misses out that first initial flash, but still, Ezzy, position's gonna be absolutely beautiful, and it's gonna be so crispy as well. It's gonna be Batman with the fault line as well to make sure that his buddy Ezzy has the best possible advantage. Fault line comes in, so does the gravity well. Vulnerables there, everything is present. Everything other than the kitchen sink was thrown into the face of Venom to make sure they get that kill. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be another round on the board for the side of S8UL. And somehow, in some way, shape, or form, the gamble that they took, it paid off dividends.
Yeah, absolutely. But, of course, not really sure if the next round will be easy for them as well. Because right now, it is going to be like an eco round for Team M42. And supposedly, since the gamble paid off, they should get a 6th round for themselves as well. But we've seen M42 pull off eco rounds, and they can do it this time as well. Team S8UL can be a little indisciplined if you consider when they have superiority, they experiment themselves too much.
They see the butt! He sees the butt!
Taps him with the Spectre, flirts with him. Shotgun does come through, Strix and God Vexy get 2 frags of their own. Venom finds one, almost in the verge of getting a 2nd as well. A 3rd Hyper! It's just absolutely going berserk with the Martial. Here it comes, 4 frags, only 1 player on board.
Hyper.
Exactly the problem that I highlighted. The entirety of S8UL, they just lack that discipline. When they are in a superior position, they just give in. They just give in to the temptations, and suddenly, from a position where they should win, they got 2 initial frags. It was a 3v5, but they gave away 4 kills. It became a 3v1. It makes no sense. All these players start funneling in from garage to the seaside one by one. There is no communication. They don't check in Venom's angle. They don't check in the CT angle as well. And they just give in the kills. Like, what?
First of all, I want to know what happened and why did no one clear out Venom. It felt as though Strix had no idea that Venom wasn't there.
Exactly.
Like, I have no idea what's happening, and Hyper's just being hyper aggressive. Like, he just doesn't care. They have so much, and he's still swinging and taking these. Do you see how he's taking these engagements, man? You should not do this. But Hyper, he just does not care. He got another tag onto Biggs.
Exactly, he walks away with the kill as well as a tag on 24 HP on Bings. Like, what else do you need with a Marshal? That's your job done already. It's a 4v4, but Team S8UL, they're like stranded at this point because it's effectively a 3v4. The KJ is down, he's barely breathing at this point. They have no map control, and once again, Emo, this was unnecessary, but Bing shuts him down. It's a 4v3 right now. Venom trying to peek out.
Oh, no,
A
Venom!
little struggle, little struggle. We didn't catch that on stream. Don't worry, guys.
It's fine. He's just gonna pop a Red Bull like you should be popping your Red Bull as well by scanning that QR code down below. And then also open up Aim Labs in the background and start playing a little bit to warm himself up. Because Venom, I think that the nerves are acting up. And Aim Lab, that's gonna be the thing that helps.
Yeah, pretty sure the Red Bull is going to kick in as well as the caffeine, but a 1v3
And
of
that
course.
QR code, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, but for Sam though, can he scan the players where they are? I'm pretty sure he has no idea that SE is coming in from the back line. The flash as well as the spray comes through as well. Team S8UL once again from the clutches of death, they recover, and they recover well. 6-10, not a bad score line considering how things went by. It was an eco round for Team M42, so I feel like they got their dividends paid off. They got a few frags, and that's about it. But right now, when they invest into their heavy weapons, that is when they actually come back into the game. And I really want to see what happens right now, because even Team S8UL, even they have reinvested into big guns right now.
Advantage, but at the same time, Hyper, he has another advantage of his own. He just casually walks up, here's the drone, not clearing out the mid side instead of clearing out garage only. Just taps the person in the forehead, Strix. Yes, perfect crosshair placement, but Hyper knows that he doesn't want to go in for this peak. He already got the kill on towards the face of Badman. They don't have a breach ultimate. They can stack aside. They have nothing to worry about here. Here comes a rush down towards the C sideline, but with Emo being there with a judge, oh boy, I think we're done. It's over.
Probably.
Oh wait, no. They're gonna run on away. Maybe it's not over.
Interesting, actually, because look at this. I mean, the entirety of Team S8UL, they fall back and they try and reinitiate the attack. They're coming back in the same side. This is interesting. Didn't really expect this to happen, of course, but the read from Team M42 isn't really there. They're trying to reinforce garage. That's a good decision, but a few of them have actually moved towards the A side, and now steadily it seems like that decision probably is going to pay them dividends, because right now Team S8UL are slowly creeping towards the same side. Wait, no, wait, what? Got Vexy as well as Ezzy are walking into the C side. Bings is walking towards the B area, and now it's interesting. Here it comes, a lockdown, kind of a diversion, trying to make them move towards C side. Hunter's Fury kind of reads a lot. Here it comes, the Astral Divide. Venom casually sprays down one, but Strix and Ezzy get two of their own. Bings is already in CD. This can be devastating for the entirety of players, but no, Hyper with the classic completely shuts him down. Disrespects that Phantom right there. 2v3, especially in this position, it's going to be a little difficult. S8UL, they need to find frags. They are trying to go in for a backstab. Yes, they are going for a backstab.
No, Sam! Oh, he knows! Sam, no! He gets a kill, Strix! No, you shot the bullet a little bit too early! Sam just comes in with a crab walk to shut him down with a Phantom. No. No. This is not how you get the 11th round. This is not how you get the 11th round.
It was a bold move, honestly. It was a bold move to try and go for a backstab in that position, especially with that Astral Divide in place.
It was the best plan, dude. They had everything.
Was it the best plan in that situation? Probably. But there's a lot of ifs and buts in that situation. I feel like it was a gamble which just didn't pay off, especially with players like Sam from M42. They're experienced, right? There are 3 players, so obviously in ranked games, especially in silver games, you can expect 3 players to be inside completely unaware of CT. But professional players, they're more like, okay, there can be a backstab coming in, so they are very cautious, and that cautiousness just paid them off this time. This is gonna be a little different. Venom and Hyper trying to push up, but the turret is going to give away the position. I feel like right now they need to fall back. They cannot invest. They cannot press even forward. But it seems like Hyper just does not care, and he's going to get punished for it. Ezzy casually sprays him down. That's one player down already. The Blade Storm invested from the side of Strix as well. So it's going to be interesting because Team S8UL, they've been struggling to get openings, but now they have one. They have the man advantage, and players are actually pushing up. Even Venom, you can see he dinks, Strix with walk through the woodworks. Here comes the flash. He was going to find another frag. He's going to get a 2 for his own. 2v4 right now, M42. They're on a roll, but Binks gets one of his own. Emo, a third for himself.
Yeah,
Quad
baby.
kill. And here it comes. He is gonna hunt for skulls, and he does it perfectly once again because
Micro shot, man.
aim
Just
lag.
do you see those? Do you see those micro flicks that he was doing? Hey. The main thing that we gotta talk about as well here is the task micro shot. I have no idea if any of you play micro shot or not because that was my go-to. I played Grid Shot a couple of times. I got that 130k score and I never touched it. I never touched again. But for Aim Lab, the main thing that I did touch a lot was that micro shot. I grinded micro shot on the daily. And I had, what, a top 5 placement score? What? Okay. Hyper?
But are you hyper though?
No,
Are
I'm
you
not
hype?
hyper. I don't think my scores are anything close to this, man. Hyper! Gets 2 kills, finally gets shut down, but still Venom swings out, and as I said, he popped a can of Red Bull, he got on the aim labs, he fixed out his nerves, and now he's hitting all them shots. And as he felt the pressure, just couldn't survive it. 2 versus
And
4.
Is
Match
it done and
point.
dusted?
I think it's over. Especially if God Vexy, he has a gun from Wish.com. There's no way he can bring this one back.
All right, then. Batman finds the first one, spots down Rix as well. Deploys the man.
Okay, baby.
Good utility, but got Vexy. He actually finds a frag 2v2 right now. Venom does have the Astral Divide available, so yeah, it can be a little problematic. Going towards the C side, with the Hunter's Fury as well as the Flashes, they can make it work. But of course, we need to wait and watch 2v2. Anything is possible. Wait, check the angle.
They're walking up.
Ah!
Oh, Venom. He took that shot a little bit too early. Flashes are gonna be strong. Another flash is gonna be popped from the back end. One on the left, one on the right, but still Venom. He's completely blind.
Okay,
And
okay,
it's all
okay.
up Nemo. He spots on the player Nemo. Whoa. Roll that back. I don't care. Forget the aim lab jokes right now. Forget the fact that we have aim labs here. But okay.
Here,
1
defenders.
second. I want to see that. Come on. Give it to me. Nemo.
This man was a 30 HP. This man was a 30 HP. He dings the first player, right? Venom couldn't really deliver much over there, but his position was sort of a diversion.
This is not how you're
Done.
supposed to
It-
take down. This is
Yeah.
not how you're supposed to take down a juggernaut of a squad. Wait a second. Hold it. Hold it, horses. That flick was absolutely disgusting.
I mean, what?
God, we gotta replay this twice. What was
Okay.
that flick? The man on 30, man. It was on 30 HP. And he clutched this.
See, the first frag was okay. It's understandable. It makes sense. Spray down, but then he suddenly just he flicks on a God Vexy.
flicks,
It
man.
deserved. It deserved a second watch over there, and I guess probably will make it real and watch it time and time again because every time you watch, it's literally the same thing. It's literally that fraction of a second flick right in the skull, and that is what aggressive just mentioned. You play aim lab the way it is supposed to be done. You play those micro shots, you're probably gonna have an aim which is better than mine, ladies and gentlemen. But supposedly right now M42, they're in a position where they're much ahead of Team S8UL, leagues ahead. We'll have a look at the match highlights and we'll have a look at where exactly Team S8UL went down, where exactly they faced problems. And right at the get-go, aggressive, I want to get to this straight. You mentioned this before the start of the game. There was no communication. There was no communication. Every time they sort of were in a position where they could turn the match around, they just gave it up.
Yeah. S8UL, their communication on the map of payment just was not present whatsoever. And this is a map that is purely based upon communication. If you want to play really good on this map, you really need to showcase the fact that you are just insane at communicating. But S8UL, they didn't really showcase any of that. It felt like there was a massive disconnect between all of the players. They were trying to figure out who's going to be shooting what, who's going to be clearing out what angle. It just didn't look as good as you would have hoped for. Yeah, on a couple of rounds, the communication was absolutely perfect. The shots were clean and the positions were being held beautifully as well. But do you honestly believe it was purely based because of the communication and the fact that S8UL were in control, or that M42 were starting to make a lot of really, really questionable mistakes? Because I feel as though M42, they made a lot of mistakes when they were starting winning out on a lot of those rounds, and they started giving a lot more gaps in their armor. S8UL, they were able to notice all of these gaps and just be able to take them down piece by piece. And even in this round, yeah, Badman, he has incredible aim, but what did he do? He capitalized on the mistakes being made by M42 with them pushing out one by one, and he just came in down through with a rolling thunder and just casually tapped 2 people in the forehead. S8UL, they have the aim to make it happen, but where's the communication? Because against M42, your aim alone is not going to be carrying you through all of this. As we head on down over to the map of Vine, I really, really want to see them just play together much more as a squad, because M42, it feels like today they could just be indestructible.
I gotta give this to both the teams that the defense was sort of better than the attack. M42 didn't really see a lot of diversity, didn't really see a lot of variations in their attack, but what they did, they stick to their defaults and it just did work. But for S8UL, we just didn't see those fakes. We didn't see those moves which keep the opponent on their toes, keeps the opponent guessing. They did things which repeatedly just did not work. We'll have a look at the scoreboard, and I mean, it just displays the fact that M42, they were superior in every single aspect of the game. You have Hyper with 20 frags, the Jet, but of course, there is the Sky, and that is what I want to talk about. Emo with the Sky has been absolutely crazy, not just with the frags, but of course with the flashes, with the Tiger getting some information, with the heals, has been helping the team in all 3 departments. What else do you need from a player? That is one of the reasons why a Sky is always a better pick for me over the Breach, especially if you need an initiator, a secondary initiator apart from the Sova. And Emo has done a fabulous job with it. Of course, the rest of the players, Venom, the Sova, Riggs on the KJ, they've all done brilliantly, but I feel like Emo was the standout player for me in this one. And of course, S8UL, they struggled to get kills on board, they struggled to get the duels in, and that is one of the reasons why they fell really bad, as he was the only player who was getting a lot of kills, 19 frags for himself. But apart from that, the rest of them just struggled to get even closer to the bottom fragger of M42. I mean, the numbers, I'm not really someone who digs into numbers, but when it goes to single digits, you know something is not working.
Yeah, it's just, I think that S8UL, they just need to push themselves and say that, hey, it's a map haven, it's one of our worst maps, let's just not talk about it. But what they really do need to talk about is the fact that why aren't the calls coming in as clearly as they should? They need to start digging in deep. They need to start finding positions where they can finally be like, hey, we have the positions here. We are going to be in this best possible spot. So moving on down over onto map number 2, they need a complete and utter mental reset. They need to be like, hey, boys, it's all right. We got this map of mind. It's our map. Here, Raze is going to be the thing that comes up as well for Binks. So Binks is going to be a lot more affordable. You can see that he was trying to put on shoes that were just not fitting his size, because that killjoy just didn't pay a lot of dividends. The positions were not as good as you would have hoped for. But as we do head on down over to the map of Vine, I really hope that the entirety of S8UL, they can do a complete 180 and give M42 a run for their money and send us down over to the 3rd map. But for now, we're going to be heading on down over into a short break. We're going to be setting up game number 2, and we're going to be back with the real shortly with the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3. Powered by Crucial, our apparel partners are 656, accessories partners Cosmic Bite, and our esports partner is AIM Labs. We'll catch you in just a little bit.
from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656, accessory partners Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is none other than AimLab. It's going to be your boy Aggressive with Salty, and we are back once again after a very, very intense game number 1. A lot of incredible shots, a lot of sponsorship segues for AimLab because, hey, we got to give them to them because, in general, you can already see that the shots were so beautiful. The strategy was there as well from the side of M42, but I don't know. S8UL, they just fell a little bit too short, didn't they? Because it felt like, okay, what is going to happen throughout the entire game? We thought that, okay, S8UL, they picked up that breeze. They're going to have a pretty rough time right off the get-go, but slowly but surely, they're going to be able to ease themselves in towards the matchup. But that wasn't really the case here. We're going to be seeing that as we head on down over to the map video screen to look at the scoreline once more, because a 6 and a 13 and 6, sorry, it's just not gonna be the thing that you wanted now, is it? Especially on the map of Haven. I understand it's not your best map, but you'd expect a much more stronger performance, maybe a 13-10, a 13-9, so that you can pat yourself on the back and carry a little bit of momentum towards map 2.
Yeah, I mean, the best part about not having a map is that you have zero expectations, but that doesn't really mean that you get hammered by your opposition, isn't it? Like a 13-6 basically means that your opponent was twice as good as you, and that basically means that M42, they are leagues ahead of Team S8UL where they are right now. With due respect to Team S8UL, I feel like they have done their part, but it just wasn't enough. They didn't play the
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656, accessories partner Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is none other than AimLab. We are back here, ladies and gentlemen, and sorry for the small technical difficulty. We needed to fix everything out, and that's why we did miss out on the first initial round. It was the side of M42 being able to take it all away. Emo getting a 4K, not really a surprise because this guy has been cracked out on his aim. I'll give you a play-by-play right my own voice. It was a fast rush coming on down through from the side of S8UL on towards the A side. The pushes did not really work out. The smoke positioning was not as best as it could have been. So the players pushing out from showers, which were 3 players, I don't remember the names exactly, but they didn't clear out the side of bench completely. So Emo just casually tapped 2 people as they were running onto the smoke. That's going to be the 1-0 for the side of M42. They got that first initial round. And as we head on down over into the second, you know the drill. Never judge a team by their pistol round because pistol rounds is pretty much a throwaway. In this game, I don't care about the first initial pistol round at all. Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't give you an advantage whatsoever. It's all about those gun rounds.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Of course, pistol round does give it to you, of course, and it plays a little part in your economy. But then again, we're gonna ignore that since Aggressive said it. It is gonna be an SMG buy for the side of Team M42, and I want to know if this is gonna change things up, or is it gonna be the same thing? Is it gonna be a 2-0, or can Team S8UL make a comeback? Of course, a spray down does come through. They make their way towards Lamb, but look at this, the Emo trying to be a little cheeky, trying to play it a little risky over there, gets traded out for a 1 kill. It's a 4v4 right now, and Strix is already in the back lines. He is in enemy territory and is waiting up for Sam. He will get the peek and he'll get the kill as well. Does retrieve the Spectre, but immediately gets shut down by Venom. It's a 3v2 right now, especially with Batman very low on HP. Hyper completely unaware, caught, but this pans down will get shut down as well. It's 2v2, especially with Batman down so low. It's gonna be difficult. Rakes. I mean, Binks just does not spot Rakes, and yep, that's about it. That's about it. 2-0, but I feel like Team S8UL, they did their job. I feel like they did what was important. They got 3 kills, and that's decent. I feel like this is good for a start.
Yeah, they got the 3 kills, and they got a spike line, so this was the purpose. This is the best thing that they could have hoped for. Positioning there was sound. Every shot was being hit beautifully as well. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be 2-0 on the scorecards. But the side of M42, they cannot get way to placements again. And they're not. They're not playing for a bonus. Look at their eyes. They're investing everything here. Evo even bought himself a goddamn Phantom with Hyper picking up an operator. And they are not taking any chances. And they are not going to let the side of S8UL even breathe for a second.
Let's see if they do breathe, though. It's going to be interesting. Rakes try and take down the drone. It's nice actually because they don't really spot Emo. As soon as the players start funneling in, it's going to be interesting. Things completely caught in there. Smoke is almost going to dissipate. An ultimate ready for this guy already, but he's been tagged down quite a bit. 40 almost HP for this man. It's going to be really difficult. A B push on the verge of coming through. Team M42, the read is good for them. Seekers are out already, but have been taken down as well. It's still a 5v5, no map control, no progression as of yet. Both the teams are ready with all 5 men towards the B side. But of course, from the defenders, there is a little bit of insurance policy towards the A side. So it basically is a 3v5 on the B side right now. If a complete push comes through, I feel like they can break open the side. So comes a flash, a risky push. Strix takes down both of them easy. And now both the players, they completely
30
got
seconds
stranded.
left.
They will save their guns because the B side has been given away.
Spike
Venom,
planted.
not really sure if he can pull off a lot with the Spectre in this position, especially with the team S8UL coming in with their big guns. But then again, you don't really want to save the Spectre, do you?
Just don't want to keep it. But at the same time, like if he does keep it, it's actually good. Because look at his armor. He has full armor, full utility, almost full utility, sorry. And he can easily just, you know, do whatever. Like he can buy his teammates a gun, because you gotta remember something. Even if you save a gun, you get 37 credits, so he can buy his teammate a gun. Have to just play the Spectre for himself. Emo can buy a gun for himself as well, and Rix is the only one who's gonna be the person to get left out in the dust, being like, "Hey boys, can I get a gun, or do I need to buy my own Spectre or a Stinger or maybe a Judge to just hold down a side?" And Rix, you know for a fact that he likes to play those close proximity fights all the time. So in a way, this is a very broken buy from their side, but it works. It can pay dividends if they want to invest into it. And they shouldn't really be afraid for investing here, because they have the economy to do so. And even if they lose out, it's not going to hurt them, because it's just going to be an equalization. And after the equalization, they can go in for an eco, and it's just going to be a 2-3, and they just play for their own equalization and keep the ball rolling like that. But they're not investing here, and I don't know how much I like this. They're playing it a little bit too risky, but no, they're not taking any risks. Sorry, they're playing it way too safe, but in a way, does playing this safe even help?
Let's find out. Team S8UL already towards Lambs. Frakes has found a lot of room for himself. Try and clear all those corners. It's a 5v5 manhunt on the A side. The turret has been destroyed as well. The entirety of Team S8UL, they are tucked inside Lambs right now. Emo, you can see him. He does not have flash available. Otherwise, it could have been a manhunt over there. Venom will get taken down as well. Emo just waiting for these players to pop off. Could have gotten a lot over there, but the frenzy just not capable enough, and the players checking all the angles. Strix with his op will be completely stranded. Nice smokes coming in through. The plant is going to go down as well, but players will start popping off, and I just want to see what he can. Okay. First one for Hyper, through the woodworks, almost finding the skull. Sam in the backlines can create a difference as well, but the op needs to be safe by hook or by crook. I mean, it does not matter if he finds more kills or not, but he needs to save this weapon, because next round it can be even more devastating.
He's trying to find some. He knows that he just don't take this fight. Run on away, save that operator, and Rix, you need to die. There's no situation where you shouldn't, but Hyper, of course, he wants to take this engagement. He's gonna pay the price for it with his own life, and with that, he loses an operator. The defenders are gonna be coming on down in. Sam's gonna be good for one kill. He's looking for one more for himself, but Batman's gonna be able to shut him down almost immediately. They take down the operator, they get all of the kills, and this round was super costly for them. Yeah, they still have enough money to go in for buys, but what about the operator, man? The operator's not going to be able to do anything. You picked up an op, you got one kill with it, and that's it. It's not looking that good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weapon that costs too much, and the return was just a little too less. It's more like an economic burden when you pick up the op than responsibility on your shoulder. It's like, I mean, alright, fine. I don't want to go that route, but yeah, Hyper once again trying to be super aggressive. Will he find dividends for it? Not really. Strix shuts him down. A jet diff over there. Team M42 trying to pay a little aggressive, but I'm pretty sure this isn't really going to work out. Strix, of course, is in prime position trying to go for a
Dude, imagine if it worked.
No. I mean, it's too ambitious. It's idealistic. In an ideal world, probably that utility can work and give you kills, but of course not really in this one. Strix once again a second frag for himself. Binks finds the third team. S8UL, they're being very flamboyant in the map line. Emo is the backlines, but no way. Batman just shuts him down. In spite of that nice position, it's supposed to be a flawless, especially if Venom can't do anything over there. But not really sure about it. Team M42 trying very aggressive, but it just came down like a house of cards aggressive. Like, what is going on in your mind right now? Because I'm really blank at this point. I feel like they had no reason to go out that route towards a B-long corridor. They did not have to push out. Hyper did not have to try and stop them right in their tracks. They just waited.
looking as good as he would have hoped for now, is it? Batman just swings out hard and just slaps Venom in the face with it. That's gonna be another shutdown, and this is a 2 and 3 already. 2 and 3. It feels like S8UL, there's a reason why Bind is their home map. There's a reason why they are just so comfortable. They can see it. Communications on point. They're taking swing engagements. They're taking fights together as a squad. And this is on the attacking side, by the way. Their composition is purely based upon the defense. Like, their comp is not supposed to be good on attack at all. Any rounds that they get on attack, it's just a consolation prize for them. If they get 4 rounds here, or even 5, that's all that they need. They don't need anything more.
Oh no. Oh no, Emo. This is sad for you. Pings, of course, with the shenanigans, with the Satul as well as with the Boombot. 3 frags come through as they break the side open. Of course, this was an eco round. Nothing really expected over it. Venom, the last one standing, but yet again can retrieve a gun for himself. Can find a few kills. He does, but no. God, Vexy. That was exactly where he's going to pop off from, and will shut him down with a shot in his brain. 2-4 right now. Team S8UL looking really strong, especially on the map. Bind, you expected this, don't you? You know this is going to happen. You know this team is going to play well on this map. But Team M42, we talked about this. The ball is in their court right now, and they probably just need to hold on to as long as possible and try and make things work. They've got 2 initiators. They've got an information-based gameplay. Try and not to push out too much. Try and just save your utility for that final push. And then probably you can exploit the openings and the gaps that are there in the lineup of Team S8UL. The communication difference. It all comes because of momentum based, right? You talked about it. This team is really based on momentum. You give them the momentum, they're going to roll away with the game. You take away the momentum from them, there is no way they can make a difference.
They're going in for these fights, man, and that's how it's gonna be the one thing to work out for them. Shots are gonna be clean as well. Strix is gonna be the first initial one to go in for a kill, and with this kill on towards the face of Sam, that's gonna be costly, because now without Sam, they don't have the flashes. Batman gets another kill on towards the face of Venom. Things are falling apart. Ladies and gentlemen, M42, they don't know what's up. What are they gonna do? How are they gonna take this fight? Rix is not gonna be good for that kill as well, as he's gonna be the one to take down the lockdown. The lockdown needed to survive. Maybe there was a chance if it did, but it's all over. This has gone in for another save. Hyper, he needs to keep this operator. Nemo's gonna be able to keep that Phantom. He has a lot of utility as well, but even then, their economy is in shambles. They need to go in for another save. It's just an operator and 1 Phantom to make the difference. I don't know how much they can do.
Follow-ups coming in from Batman. This is going to be important. Flash does come through. Will he find the kill? Yes, he does. I mean, at this point, the kill doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, the kill doesn't really matter. All it does is to save that weapon. And thankfully, Hyper saves his op yet again. But just like we mentioned, it's not about saving your gun every single time. You need to cling on to what you have. And right now, for Team M42, you need to figure out something, because this fast aggression has been a cause of problem for Team M42. Team S8UL, they figure out that Team M42 is a more methodical outfit, and they can exploit the disadvantages of being methodical by trying to be fast, aggressive, and right into your face. This playstyle, it means business right now. Aggressive. It's no crap. It's no small talk. It's right into your face. Like, hello, you ring the bell and you just enter into the door. You break through the door, break the door open, and you enter the house and you breach into your side. That is basically what you want to do. There is no small talk, and I feel like it works well for Team S8UL, but for the side of Team M42, they can figure out, because this does have its disadvantages as well. You can try and put up a backstab, or probably try and do something to stop this team. Try and dump in your utility. Try and put in all your players in one side. Probably try and go for a fat stack. What are you thinking right now?
Switch things up in such a way that they're not really predictable. It feels like positionally they're playing things that S8UL are really expecting, and they're just swinging these corners like it's no business. This time though, yes, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Going for a fast rush, you have that reach, make it all work, but Hyper, too much of a rush, man. There's a limit. It's good and it's bad. Like, you need to have both at the same time, but corners? Hello?
What are those? Okay, here it comes, the rolling thunder. But Sam might not be able to exploit that. Emo just waiting for Godvex to speak out. Binks once again holding on to this position. 35 HP for this man. Riggs got his spans open. Godvexy couldn't really spot him. M42 trying to make something happen, and yet they do. Riggs finds another one. Binks is down as he's the last player waiting in showers. The 1v3 situation for him. 100 HP for this man with the full tree. He can probably make this work. But his position has been given out. Spray coming through to Sam. Just waiting for him. It's all a patient game at this point.
It's about getting this final kill. Ezzy, he's dead no matter what happens. What the dog doing is what Ezzy's trying to say. And with that, that's going to be the third round on the board, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of M42.
Who let the dogs out?
No. I think we should not get copyrighted for that, so it's fine. But
I mean, my voice isn't half as accurate as that, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to be copyrighted.
it's alright. But
Do you think I'm a singer? Like, do you think I can pull that off? Probably in some other stage.
with your looks, maybe. With your voice, depends. But it's fine. 3 and 5, ladies and gentlemen, on the scorecards. The side of M42, they're looking quite strong. They're looking quite good. Once again, like that last round was a confidence boost that they needed, but Evo, I understand. You're an absolute aim god, but a little bit too much confidence, don't you think?
Probably Rick's just waiting for this angle. Yet they're forcing him. This is bad. Emo will be taken down, but will the players pop him through? That is going to be the question. Rick's trying to go for a leap of faith at this point. Astral Star comes through. Riggs gets the first one. Pings. At this point, couldn't really do much. It's a 1-for-1, but more so, 2 players have gone down the road in showers. Here it comes. Venom trying to be the best as he can. A 3-game for him already. And here it comes. He goes for a 4th. He has done it once again. You talked about Red Bull. You talked about this man. He is in his prime right now. All those frags were calm and collected. We saw him struggle a little bit in the first round, but this time, this man held the side like an anchor. He was like, shops close today, Team S8UL. You gotta go back to your spawn and try next day.
My god. He just casually slapped a couple of people. He just walked out.
A couple?
Okay, fine. He slapped the entirety of S8UL. He's like, oh, I'm holding the bag of sight, man. I'm just gonna chill here. I'm popping my can of Red Bull. I got them energy. And he's like, come at me, bro. Come at me. Just swings out. 1, 2, 3. And then he's like on the 4th. Oh, 2 bullets in a dream. Doesn't even matter. Flex up. Beautiful micro adjust to the head. And just casually taps him. He just throws a needle into his face. And that needle has the precision and the force of a rocket.
Here it comes. Emo once again. Team M42 back. Doing what they do best. Team S8 was struggling a little bit. Another one for this man. Batman has gone down as well. And here it comes. Godvex been completely shut down. They could not do anything in that B long corridor. A position which was their stronghold a couple of rounds earlier. What did Team M42 discuss in the timeout? Suddenly they look like a different outfit. Hyper just trying to hold this entire side all by himself. There is no presence in the A side from the attackers. You look at this, the B long corridor, an absolute graveyard for S8UL players. 2 players holding down this entire aggression. You try and recapitulate what happened 2 rounds earlier. They were being bossed. They were being humiliated in this position. The same angle has become their stronghold once again. This is impossible, but Team M42 just making it count. A confidence boost, and the game turns 180 degrees. This is why I always say S8UL is a momentum-based team. You try and give them the momentum, they take the game away from you. You try and take it away from them, suddenly they look like kids. Not really. With due respect, of course, 3v2 right now. Not really a lot of time on the clock, but the spike will be planted. Venom, once again, needs to pull up something similar, but again, position which is supposedly easier as he tries and spot down these players. Venom, half HP, a classic burst, but Hyper on top of this player. This is going to shut him down. There is no way Team M42 was going to trail in this round. Of course, 5-5 the score line. Aggressive. Do you believe it's 2-0?
This happened. It actually just could. M42 initially, I was like, okay, maybe it's just not. M42, they're not that good. They're in the same boat that S8UL were initially, and it just didn't look that good. Now, I snap my finger, and half of the doubts of M42, they're already gone. Normally, when you Thanos snap someone, you just take them out of existence. But in this situation, they Thanos snapped all the doubts away from M42's mind. And in that sense, the way that they're playing, they're a lot more confident. But Hyper, too much confidence. Once again, this is something that I hate. But at the same time, if this works, this is going to be the biggest meme strat that I've ever seen work out properly for them. Do they know?
As of now, they don't. As of now, they
Oh,
don't.
no, they don't.
He gets away with murder. He gets two of his own strings. Finally, the strings. Gets two of his own. Oh my goodness, it's a 2v2 right now. The Jets pull off impossible moves at this point, but it's still, again, a 3v3 in this A side. Inside this smoke, trying to be cheeky. Sam with the flash. Flashes on the Sova. Takes him down with his pants away. This is impossible.
Oh, wait, let's see. No one knows.
Right now, the lockdown will be destroyed. Two players got napping. An easy free kill, but Emo is still alive. The man who does some mystic stuff. And this is probably the worst decision in their entire lives. Strix thankfully drives by Emo, takes him down, but
Last round in
what
the half.
was this round right from the start? I mean, holy hell.
First of all, a very unorthodox play. He gives Biggs a really big hug, sends him back home, and then Strick just comes in and just slaps in for the revenge kills. I guess it's fine. And now Biggs, he's gonna bonk someone in the head with that baseball bat. He's looking for this kill. He knows after that last round he needs to bonk someone.
I mean, I love that. I would love that personally because the skin kind of looks a little weird to me, but when you bonk someone, yeah, that's a pure dodgy beam. Bings, of course.
Okay.
This time, though, with the Spectre takes down Emo, spots him now perfectly. Here it comes. An attack. Position not really very worthy for Team M42 retake. Not really probable at this point. Venom in the backstab probably will find Bings. Yes, he does. That's one for him. He needs to find a quad kill just like he did in that one. Here it comes the Astral Divide as well. Strix just waiting out. Venom already making his move. Batman will shut him down. Team S8UL almost on the verge of making it 75. Sam finds the first one, finds the second one as well. Will he find the third? If he does, this is possible. He does have the Rolling Thunder available as well, but the Gravity Well, oh no! God, Vexy just pops out and punishes Sam for what he did to his teammates, but that's about it. Team S8UL on a map that they are favored, on a map which is supposed to be their favorite, 75 in their attacking side of things. I really want to know what they can pull off in defense. The defense is supposed to be the key thing this time, especially with the Viper and the Astra, a double controller setup. This is supposed to be a good defense for them, but of course we know what a double initiator can do. We know what a lot of information can do for you. Team M42 can break this apart, but it's going to be difficult.
I gotta highlight something. They got 7 rounds with a double controller setup on attack.
Let's flush them out.
On attack. Now they're on the defensive side. They're so-called much more stronger sideline, and M42, they're at a massive disadvantage. Yeah, the breach is much more better on the attacking side, yes, but can you always rely on that? I really need to see it from this person. It's a best around for old Strick. Somehow he still gets a kill. What? No.
Okay, what's happening in Huga right now? Bing's just trying to jump in and right click. The right click has been nerfed, by the way, so a lot of these shots won't really connect, but in that close range, it doesn't really matter. Emo just holding this position. God, Vexy knows there can be some cheeky play happening. Yes, he does. He eliminates that guy, and it's right now a 2v4 at this point. Sam, too much to ask for him, but Bings is quite low. Can't tap him away from out the game, but Bings, once again, another frag for him. 1v4 right now. Riggs with 100 HP has a lot of utility to work with, but yeah, it's a little too difficult, and it does seem like Team S8UL is just walking away with it, because right now it is going to be 8-5 and then a consequent 9th round for them. It kind of is starting to take a similar route that it did in the first game, doesn't it? I mean, you look at the way 95,
seconds left.
96 was a similar scoreline we had in the first game, and then Team M40 just took the game away, and it feels like Team S8UL can do a similar thing in this one. If not, of course, a miraculous performance comes in from Team M42.
It's gonna be hard. Like Rix, he's one of those players that can be one of those clutch
10
guards. He's
seconds
one of those
left.
players that you can always rely on. He does get the first initial kill, but that's all. Got Vexy, heard the footsteps, he was ready for that fight. Just casually taps him in the forehead with a bullet, and that's it. 5-8, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we called it a little bit too early, but at the same time, I have my hopes up. Do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Why?
look at the scorecard. Just look at the scorecard, and you'll understand. Just look at the
Why?
numbers. Just look at the numbers and what's the possibility of the different scorelines that could happen. I'm hopeful. Because if that magic number happens, then you know for a fact that a comeback is possible.
Okay, interesting stuff. But here it comes, Hyper trying to be super aggressive. Badman shutting him down. M42, this is not how you do things. As he gets two of his own. Emo actually finds a frag, will retrieve a gun for himself, and he doesn't even care as he just casually walks in and takes 4K for himself. Team M42, for them, this was a round which they wanted to finish quick. The score is 95. You highlighted the point, it can be a potential 6-9 scoreline. And if it does, then yes, there is a possibility. But then I'm less superstitious and I'm more into facts. And I would say, like, right now, Team S8UL, they look good, man. I feel like in spite of that momentum shift that we had after the timeout, Team S8UL, they look really healthy in this game. And no matter what, I feel like this team, at least in the map of Bind, knows how to carry games home and knows how to convert games from a good position to making it a victory. Flash pushes back the defense, but look at where Strix is actually. This can be problematic. Hyper, always being hyperactive. He has done this in the past as well. Once again, he has used his dash. He's gonna tank that entire paint shell. Binks now will take down Sam. Hyper wouldn't really be good for one trade over there. It's a 2K for Binks all by himself in that hookah region. What more do you want from your leader? What more do you want from your... Oh, wait. When I talk about leader, Venom, he comes onto my screen and he casually taps Batman out of existence. He makes him extinct. And right now, they're trying to explore the A side. The defense is kind of in shambles at this point. Godvex is trying to make his move, but it can be problematic. Binks through the smoke?
Binks.
Just what?
He's finding kills that he has no business getting in Binks. He's feeling himself. He is showcasing exactly what he can do on this race and exactly how dangerous he is on this one specific character. He's walking out. He's taking these fights. Venom's gonna be good for one, but immediately gets traded out by Godvexy. It's all done and
30
dusted.
seconds left.
Last player remaining is gonna be poor old Rix. He's good. He's insane, but once again, in this 1 versus 3 with only 49 HP, it's over.
For this round. And right now the scoreline is 5-10. So of course it might be a little too difficult. It might be a little uphill for Team M42 if they don't start stringing in rounds a little at this point. I mean, you talked about it, right? Their composition and defense, their composure and defense looks really strong, especially with Binks right at the forefront of things, with him being the captain of the ship. He is just doing so much heavy lifting. Last round, he got a 2K in the hookah region. It was a 1v2, and he just secured both the kills. And that is his awareness, right? He gets 2 kills. He gets a third rotating towards A as well. He knows he cannot give away more kills, and Strix once again trying to be as destructive as he can. Of course, it's supposed to be an eco round, so you can't really talk much about it. But Team M42, they're in the back foot. And the least that they can do is try and avoid, try and get as many kills as they can in the eco rounds and probably string together one buy round so they can get at least a single bit of momentum. They lost it completely when they lost that 6th round. But at this point, the situation looks really dire. And Team S8UL, they're dominating. They are taking all the right steps. They are in good positions. They are winning all the duels. All the problems in the first map has suddenly disappeared completely in this one. And this is what we always say, right? They are heavily map favored, and this can be a good thing. Of course, especially on the map of Bind, you are almost invincible, but in other maps, that can be a very big weakness for you.
Oh,
30 seconds.
he's gonna be able to slap one
Last
person in the
player
face with that
standing.
sheriff, but that's it.
Spike down
Just
A.
one. 1 versus 4,
The enemy was punished.
and it's done. Hyper just can't do it. It's 5 and 11, ladies and gentlemen, and they're falling apart. Ezzy does a little bit of a breakdance on his own accord. Asserts his dominance, and with that, M42, they're not looking that good at all. This is the stronger side, by the way. You gotta remember something. This is the stronger side for the side of S8UL. And Salty, they got a lead of a 7 and 5 with a double controller on attack.
Sure, this is the stronger side. I mean, we've seen the Asian composition play out a little bit in their favor as well. The Viper wall doing so much heavy lifting along with the Astral Stars, but it's the individual players who are just popping off. At this point, you look at Strakes, right? He's getting frags left and right. You look at Binks, he's getting frags. Every single time you are in a position where you need to take a duel, the players from Team S8UL, they are shining bright, something which they didn't really do in the map of Haven. Now, that is not something which is map dependent. That is not something which is Asian composition dependent. That is just players and their mindset. And on a map that they're comfortable, on an Asian selection where they're comfortable, these players, we know that they can do so much damage. Right now, they're delivering on all that, on those promises. Here it comes, the Seekers as well as the Flashes. Too many utility being dumped in, all in to try and clear out Lambs, and Hyper does live out of the promises, but Batman takes him down. Here it comes Hunter's Fury as well. The fault line will do nothing, trying to delay the plant as long as possible, but Batman and Lambs can do a lot of damage. Sam is going to destroy him, takes away one more thorn from his path to glory. 3v4 right now, but Team S8UL, they can still make a comeback, they can still make it happen. The Pain Shell will not deny the plant. They will try and get back to post one positions, but Sam will destroy Binks over there. With Strakes trying to make something happen. God Vexy through the woodworks finds Sam. It's 2v2 right now. It's very doable. It is very believable at this point. Shock Dart, no real damage. Strakes with Yop, but no way. Riggs just shuts him down, probably splashes some water in the dreams of Team S8UL. No match point for you. They live to fight another day. God, Vexy trying to do something cheeky. We know he is the clutch minister. He can pull something, but with two players, one in front, one right behind him, it is utterly impossible.
Fixer from two sidelines, smart plan from side two. They knew that, okay, whatever happens, he's still gonna be touching the spike. Emo's gonna go around for a wraparound, and I'll just take it from the front. Good shots, good plays, and M42, once again, they have the ball rolling in their court, but for how long exactly? It's on a 6 and 11. They need to win 5 more rounds consecutively, not dropping a single one, because now it's their do or die. Looking at their eco as well, it's not looking that good. You don't have enough money to properly go in for a buy in the following round now, do you? Maybe for 3 of your players, but what about the other 2? They're not going to be looking good at all. So M42, they need to step up right here and right now. Just get 1 more round or 2 more rounds, stabilize your economy. So even if you do lose out and give your opponents the side of match point, you have something to fight for that overtime. M42, if anyone can reach the overtime margin, it has to be them. Or it could be them just winning out on 5 rounds consecutively, making it all happen. But Binks and Ezzy, dude, those one-ways, they're just absolute domination.
Oh, Venom! You just did not do that! He finds 2 frags casually, and here comes a lockdown. Even though both the players are direly low on HP, this lockdown can just make the difference. The Astral Divide has been invested as well. The recon dart probably can give them some information, but I'm pretty sure they know where the spike has been planted.
1 enemy remaining.
Wait, what? Riggs with the Nano Swarm grenade finds God Vexy, and now there's just one Strix all by himself. Venom almost on the ball. Okay.
Salty, can I just I need to go down to my balcony for a second.
Okay, let there be silence for a second, because I mean, I feel Venom did so much heavy lifting over there, but Strix and his movement, he turns back and slaps right into Venom. I mean, I know that both the players were really low in HP, but he still had to connect the shots, and this was outrageous. I mean, you look at you look at it from Strix's perspective, right? There is a tremendous crossfire that has been set up. You don't really have your gun. You have like a blade storm that has been nerfed time and time again from a position where they didn't really have to win that round. You secured that round. Now you're at match point. This is really amazing. But Team S8UL, what can they possibly do here? It comes a rolling thunder. All these players will have pushed back. Hyper trying to make something
Bings
happen. But
gets
even
two?
before that happens, Bings will be able to get his third. I mean, at this point, I'm not even hyping up right now because this man has been able to deliver so much promise with the pain shield, with the boom bot, and with his rocket launcher. He doesn't even need the ultimate. I probably did not see his ultimate one time in this entire match. But boy, oh boy, this was one game aggressive. This was one game. Sure, like there weren't really nutty moments like we had in the first map of Haven, but this match had its own drama. I feel like there was drama. Exactly. This was a roller coaster, right? It had drama all over. It was like perplexed with momentum shifts. One time it was M42. One time it was Team S8UL. And I feel like it was a constant wave of momentum. We'll have a look at the highlights and we'll have a look at exactly what happened. One time we saw that there was a time. I mean, initially it was all S8UL. We saw that they got that initial round of victories for themselves, which set themselves up. And then suddenly there was this timeout, and M42 looked like a better outfit. They looked so confident. And then once again, Team S8UL just make a comeback, and that momentum that they cashed, there was no stopping them. And Pinks and Strix with 20 frags of themselves, they just proved that this duo can be a cause of destruction in this map.
I think that the nerves just got towards the side of M42. But the nerves are just way too much. They got so close. Low HP. Like every single one of these rounds that the side of S8UL were winning were because that, okay, M42, they were starting to get nervous. M4, like S8UL just did a complete 180 and oh my god, how are they getting these shots? How are they taking these fights? How are they so good? How are they so fast? It's just, they got so scared so quickly that they were not able to stop the force that was the side of S8UL. Just look at how S8UL were taking all of the engagements. They had so much confidence. Bings, he was getting kills with his utility throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
He throws out a paint shell and then somehow it always lands a kill. Like, it's absolutely nutty to me how good S8UL plays on this map. And this is why we call this their home map. There's a reason why I say that they're untouchable on this map in particular. It's all Bings. Most of the time, like, I personally have to say, yeah, every single member from S8UL, they stepped up massively, especially Strix. Strix getting clutch after clutch. But Bings, he's like that unsung hero that we didn't really see getting a lot of kills, but when he did get kills, man, beautiful impact frags, especially just throwing out one free utility known as a paint shell.
I mean, even his defensive side of things, right? He was the one who created difference. Venom for sure was there. He got an outrageous clutches, but M42 more so dependent on these clutches, dependent on the services Emo, dependent on the services of Riggs, as well as Hyper to get themselves around 13-6. A similar delivery by Team S8UL. It was like they played out the Uno reverse card on Team M42 Esports, and they're like, all right, I'm going to return the favor to you. Congratulations to Team S8UL. Congratulations to Bings and Strix for gathering 20 frags themselves. Bings with a 313 ACS is absolutely insane. And just like you highlighted, aggressive, I feel like the composition played them a lot of dividends, but more so it was their confidence on this map. The general confidence and the mindset of the players was very positive, and that gave them positive results.
Positivity is just so crucial, especially whenever you are playing on the map combined, because you need confidence to take those swings. And if you're not confident in your fights, you're just not going to be able to take it. M42, their confidence has been shattered quite heavily after that loss, but hopefully they're going to be able to recollect themselves and come back even stronger for three. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be setting that up, and we're going to be back with you real shortly with the Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656, accessories partner is Cosmic Bite, and our esports partner is none other than ENIGMA. We'll catch you in just a little.
From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the LG Ultragear TC Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656, accessories partners Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner being ENIGMA. We are now here once again with map number 3 after a very... What's the word for it, man? We're gonna head on down over to the map video screen because I want to try and find a word. I don't want you guys to look at my face because I'm trying to find a word to explain what really happened in game number 2. Okay, Team S8UL, the one thing that I will say, they slapped back M42 on the right cheek after they got slapped on the left cheek with a 13-6 scoreline. But
yeah,
how did the 13-6 happen? We gotta talk about that.
I mean,
Symphony of whiffs, I guess. I don't know. It happens. You're a professional player. It was like a complete and utter breakdown from M42. This is not what we wanted to see. This is not the team that we know and love. This is not the team that we saw on map number 1. What happened to them?
I absolutely have no idea, man. Like, I'm not someone who is gonna talk about like the waves and the player misses, but if you look at the general approach from M42, it wasn't just right. I mean, you look at the way they approach their attacking side of things, you see there is very less application. Instead, it's like predetermined steps that they want to take it. We'll have a look at the agent selection for the map split, which is going to be the decider, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a neutral venue. Both the teams might have an equal task, but I just have a feeling the team S8UL can edge team M42 because this is a map which kind of favors a flamboyant gameplay that we get to see from team S8UL. And if they stick together well, they can turn things around. They can probably slap back or probably even deliver the knockout blow to team M42. Of course, we'll have a look at the agent selection, and right off the bat we can see we have a double duelist composition. No surprises, no Sage wall coming in from team S8UL. They just don't like to play with Sage. Strix is going to play Jet. Binks will play his default Raze. Of course, he has done a lot of damage. Strix has done a lot of damage on that character as well. No experimentation needed. On the side of team M42, I believe we're going to have a much more methodical composition. We have a Jet already. We have a KJ. Venom is going to play the Omen. We have seen the Omen do a lot of heavy lifting in this map, so not really surprised over there. Ezzy is going to play the Astra, so it's a default controller versus controller gameplay. But I want to see an initiative come in from team M42. Are they really going for the Breach? The Breach and the Jet in this map is really good. Like the Sky versus Breach in this match is pretty even. On other maps, I feel like the Sky always has an edge, but in this one, aggressive, I feel like Breach can deliver a lot more promises and can actually live up to them.
That's primarily due to one very important thing, because on the map of Split, you don't really need a lot of information to play around with. Information is just given to you pretty much by a player randomly running from one side of the map to the other, and you just hear their footsteps doing like tong, 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 tong. You're like, oh, this guy's on B heaven, this guy's on A heaven. There is, of course, going to be someone present. You already can get the positioning just purely based upon sound. This is why on this map, initiators are not that strong unless you have an initiator that purely relies on flashes. As you do head on down over into the game here, ladies and gentlemen, Sky, yeah, it's a good pickup. Sky is really strong. It gives you information and it gives you a fine in between the Breach and the Sova, but the Breach allows you to have a lot more firepower in the way you enter into a site. Plus, you also have that Breach to counteract a lot of the utility given out from the side of a Killjoy. Killjoy is such a prominent character on the map of Split that you can completely destroy all of her lockdowns, no matter where she places it, if you are a knowledgeable Breach player. And if the lockdowns are placed in very unorthodox positions, it's not going to cover the entire site now, is it? All of these factors coming into play, Breach is just much more of the stronger pickup that it could just work. It can just make it happen. So M42, they're the ones who have the compositional advantage in my eyes, but they really do need to make it work, because another thing, they have an Omen and not an Astra. They're relying purely on aggression.
Yeah, pretty much. And right off the bat, they get access to the vent rooms as well. They try and make their way towards B heavens, but they probably know that since they've been given so much space, there might be somebody waiting in Raptors, and exactly there is Emo. Here it comes, a frenzy. Emo with a paint shield gets another one, retrieves a paint shield for himself, and Pink's is gonna go down. A taste of his own medicine. M42's Emo is shining really bright from Rafters, getting 3k for himself. The entirety of the attack has been kind of dwindled. Still trying to make their way towards vent room and trying to go towards A heavens, where it is left completely open. Kind of interesting from the team M42 to try and leave the entire site open, but I feel since it's a 2v4 right now, they probably can just recover from the situation.
30 seconds left.
Versus 2, so Batman
One
could
enemy
be
remaining.
perfect with it, but against Hyper it's just, especially when you're that low on HP. Maybe if you had a little bit more, the classic right click could have paid dividends. Got Vexy. Last player remaining. He gets spotted out. Good for 1 kill, but he's not going to be good for anything more than that. Emo
Once
swings
again.
out, gets his 4k. And
Once again, Emo, he has started games with a 4k probably what, 2 times in a row now?
I think that he got a 3k, I do believe, on game number 1.
Nah, it was Strakes who got a 4k in the first
Oh,
game.
yeah. 4k on the first game for Strix. Second game, it was Emo. Third game, it's Emo again. 2 of the aim stars for both of the sides. They've been absolutely popping off.
Yep, right on the get-go. And here it comes, SMGs from the side of team. Wait, what? Bings?
makes
He's
me
actually
care.
force buying the entirety of Team
Wait, it's
S8UL
a
is actually...
On
Yes.
when there are 4 people alive still from the enemy team on a pistol round? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
This is a
interesting.
gamble. And last time it actually paid dividends.
But now M42, they should expect it because they've given away so many plans, and the fact that they're using so much of their utility, that should be a dead giveaway that they should have guns, but Evo! M42, they didn't expect it. They actually didn't. They just died. Two of them. And Hyper, he could be the next one to die here as well if he's not careful.
Oh my god, at this point, you probably just don't really want to walk in. This was a gamble for Team S8UL, and right now it has paid them so much about it, but it's still doable. It's still a 3v5, and especially with SMGs, anything is possible.
Spike
You really want
planted.
those close quarter combat. Sam trying to go for a fault line. Here it comes. Here comes the drive-by. Sam and Hyper get 2 more. Hyper gets a 2 of
Gold line hits
his.
2?
Wow.
That gold line hit 2 people?
One fault line just completely opens up the side. Bings over himself.
player
Complete tracks
standing.
from Venom. But Venom finally finds the frag. Batman coming in from the back lines. Kind of cleans them up, but at least the round is over. It's 2-0. Well, I mean, nobody expected that, but one fault line, and suddenly the breach is like, hello, guys. Here it comes. Here comes the old man with the broken hand, but with machine that can kind of dismantle you, and it kind of dismantle the entirety of that post-plant situation. Imagine this, like, people rely on elbow so much. When you have the breach alive, you basically take elbow out of that A post-plant situation every single time. Every single time.
It's just one of those things that you don't really want to see, but hey, if it works, it works. Don't really worry about it because this is one of the main reasons why Breach is such a strong pickup on this map. But oh my god, Ezzy and Pigs, they just walk out of the corners and just slap 2 people with it. They have the sheriffs, they're making it sing, and with that, there's another possibility of a thrifty round. Again, it's a 3 versus.
Whoa!
I honestly was not ready
Okay.
for that. He should not have picked up that operator. I thought that, okay. No,
I've got your trail.
no, just no.
Spike planted.
Did pick it. He got a kill with it. He drops it, gets back with his SMGs because he knows that means business. Team M42 right now, they come in from 3 different angles, and that can be problematic. Venom, is he checking the right corner though? That's a question. Bings will be shut down, still at 82 HP. Emo gets a frag for himself. Venom with another one all by himself. Batman, 65 HP to work with. Does have a turret, but a spectre drive-by. Ding Sam. But all these players are just dancing across the pitch. Team M42 made a joke out of Batman over there. But of course, they will still retrieve the op. They will retrieve their big guns, and they are moving forward. This was a really good round for them. A really good bonus round coming in from Team M42, especially with the force buy not going to their way. There was just nothing the Team S8UL could possibly do, right? And with that everything, I feel like right now it's the start of the game. This is going to be the first business round of the map split. Team M42, they have an early advantage, 3 rounds in their pocket already, but considering how Team S8UL play, considering how momentum-based the gameplay is, once they get that momentum, they can turn back the game in a snap, and that is exactly what the audience is waiting for. That is exactly what I am waiting for as well. A surprising setup rather coming in from Team M42 is they've kind of spread their defense up towards the entire situation. You can see that there is one player in heavens, there is one player guarding B mains, there is someone who's just trying to hold back any B main aggression, and that's going to be Sam. Sam needs to do a lot of heavy lifting at this point. And wait, what? He gets that one guy with one utility. Binks walks up, Emo casually climbing up the ropes, no checks. And that is exactly what you pay for. Punished over there. It's a 1-for-1 right now, but situation is still handy. No map control as of yet as TEAMXO, they fall back. They made their way up mid, but right now they're going behind it. A little bit of noise made towards sewer, so they probably think they're going towards the A side, but there is actually nobody. Rix is walking up to death, staring Binks at the face, takes him down, and that's basically the B aggression completely dwindle. Venom not really successful over there. Batman just turns around, gets a 360 on him. That was a nice one. That was a good flick. But right now it's 3v3, a potential retake. It's gonna be difficult with utility like the Jet and the KJ and the Breach. I believe the Breach is exhausted all his flashes, so it's gonna be a little difficult for him. Not really sure. Rix needs to open it up. Smoke. Perfect. The fault line comes through as well, but Sam actually finds one. It's a 1v2 right now. He knows exactly where Strix is. Tags him down a lot. But will he find the frag? That's the question. Time is running down the clock as he completely sprays him down comfortably. 3v3 the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. Team S8UL doing so much good work in this one. They had that initial hiccup in the mid region where I believe it was Sam who got that first frag. He established a man advantage, but after that, the fact that the entirety of the side, the entirety of the 3 players who were surviving, they got their entry into the B side with taking down Venom. That just proved to be the changing moment for them. They've dropped a lot of weapons. Team M42 right now are in the eco rounds. Team S8UL, they have money to buy for themselves, reinvest in some. Venom shut down right at the start of the round itself. Advantage established. Trying to make the entry. Sam is in position. Okay, Sam does have a shotgun to work with, and here he goes.
Oh my god!
The big man rocket launcher, almost perfect, just like they show in the movies. And yes, aggressive. This is gonna be interesting. And an interesting eco round, actually.
Wait, he's alive! Evo, you're alive!
He shouldn't be.
I don't think they know he's here.
They were flashed.
So,
Nobody saw him.
nobody saw it. He's just chilling there now. He's just gonna wait. He's just gonna try and maybe go in for a little bit more of his own place. But Sam, does he have the aftershock? I don't think so, does he? Wait, he doesn't! Oh no, Sam! If he had that aftershock, this would have been perfect, but no, poor old Evo, he's just dead. Is someone gonna clear to this man? He's gonna be good for 1, he's actually gonna be good for 2, Evo! He's the difference maker! Here comes the Rolling Thunder, freebie for the side of Sam. He's looking for 1 more kill. He knows, he should know where Batman is, but still Batman's position is not fully revealed. They have the guns. 27 seconds, he cannot even go in for a wraparound. He needs to go in for these kills. He needs to go in for these frags. He needs to fight everything, but still Sam was not able to pick up a gun for himself, and Batman comes in with the clutch and the 4K to make it all happen. Batman. This guy is known as the Boogeyman for a reason. I gave him that nickname for this very exact reason. He can just crawl up from under your bed and just pounce on you from absolutely nowhere. Beautiful stuff from the side of Batman to get this round over towards S8UL, because they needed this round. They needed this massive confidence boost and also a massive eco boost as well, because now finally they can take a deep breath and be like, hey boys, I know we are looking bad right now, but one more round and the entirety of M42, they're bankrupt. They need to go in for saves, and that's when we're gonna get our advantage.
Well,
Turn out.
patient game, chest play,
Blocking sight.
Hyper walks away. He just gets a new life for himself thanks
want
to the
to find
dash. Here it comes, the Astral Divide, and before the Astral Divide, oh, it was close. Biggs survives yet another day. Venom and his ultimate being completely dismantled over there. They want to walk in. Hyper trying to play this cheeky. Nobody probably saw him. Strix completely takes down Drix over there. A lot of frags come through. Sam jumps into death. Emo coming in from the back line. Stun will not spot him. The turret and its placement, guys, please. The direction is important. Venom actually taps away Strix. That's one player down already. 2v3, very doable, very possible. I mean, not really sure if Emo will be able to walk in. He needs to destroy the turret if he wants to get this frag for himself. Venom needs to do a lot of heavy lifting over there. God Vex, he knows exactly this. Okay, that is interesting. Takes down the turret.
Vexy, diving! Oh no, Nate! It's the
Pain shell!
Grenade out.
The pain shell, not perfect. Inside side,
They're
through
loading.
the gen.
Come on, faster! Go! S42, you need to go now! The shots are getting missed! They're panicking under the pressure!
Settle.
One misplayed paint shell, that's all that it took. Just one.
I mean,
M42, the panic set in. They're breaking apart.
for sure. I mean, I almost thought it was done and dusted. I almost thought this is going to be 4-2, especially with Venom breaking that turret and Emo finding the frag. This was halfway done. They got that mission accomplished almost. But just when you talk about that, the pain shell gets messed up. He takes on the damage, tanks the damage a little bit. And all that displacement utility that he could have used to, trying to displace the players who are inside already, he just displaces himself. Like, that's kind of a risk and reward situation. But yeah, just like you mentioned, the nerves just got the better of him. And I feel like that's okay. But for now, though, ladies and gentlemen, there is a slight issue. As you can see, the Strix is playing a game of statue with his teammates. Right now, he has mastered the art of not moving at all, and so is Emo. None of them are moving. But who
Staring
can
into the
hold
walls,
longer?
They're contemplating their lives. They're like wondering, how exactly do you win this game? It's 3-3 on
Dude,
the
this
scoreboards.
is really close. Like, you look at the numbers in this one: 13-6 in the first game, 13-6 in the next one, and right now it's a neutral venue, 3-3 scoreline.
Scoreboard
was
as
supposed to
well,
be a
dude. It's all
block.
even closer. The scoreboard as well. Like, look at how close it is. Everyone's like in very close proximity to one another. 9, 7, 4, 5, 3, and 2. They're really close. They're making it all happen. They're somehow, in some way, shape, or form, keeping things this even. And it's been the case throughout every single game, every single match when it comes down to the first half. It's only for the first half, mind you. It feels as though as soon as the second half clicks in, one of these teams, they just turn up the heat and the other one just cannot handle it. It's like you're putting one of the teams out of the frying pan and straight up into the fire. And the team that can't handle the heat is the one that's always going to be the one to lose.
Pause and pause and pause. Valorant gods, internet gods, pray to them so that we can resume this game, because right now, that is what we need the most. I mean, this was oxygen for me, aggressive. I'm not gonna lie, this game was very topsy-turvy. This game was it went like a pendulum, one side, one extreme, and then the other extreme, and we got to see everything. We got to see some weird clutches, and we got to see some outrageous whips. Like, pure Valorant in itself. But with that being said, I guess Strix is back. Yes, he is moving. So that basically means that we are up and running. Timer is working as well. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. 3-3 scoreline. And once again, team S8UL on the attack. The spike is towards the B side, but I believe that it can travel towards mid, so that can be a possibility. Team M42 resorting to an eco round right now, resorting to all sheriffs. Only Venom has actually bought into a light shield. Apart from that, it's all big pistols. One frenzy and one classic from Hyper. That's about it. He can actually play with his Blade Storm. He doesn't have a Blade Storm available. Pardon me for that. But Binks is actually walked in deep. Here he comes. Emo walks up through the smoke as he punishes him for it. Binks is almost in enemy territory. Just look at this aggression.
I guess if they get the kills, if they find everything, and like, I'm not even gonna say.
Spike drop.
It has worked for them since game one. It has worked for them every single time. They're
This is why I say they're so rambunctious, man. Like, whenever you look at them, they're like, okay, what do we do? And then Sam is like, there's a bot
We
here.
push.
What? The bot doesn't notice me. Maybe I could get a kill here, but Sam, he's just walking. So, 3, 2, 1.
Charlie, I face one. I kill him.
I've stopped counting how many quad kills Ezzy got in this entire best of 3 series.
It's a lot.
Every single time it's an eco round for the opponent team. I feel like it's Ezzy who's just clean sweeping everyone. He's like he's on a scavenge mission.
I think I add you to my page. He has that personal collection of everyone's heads that he's been dinking throughout his entire career as a Valorant player. And you know that his collection is quite impressive. And every member from the side of M42, they're just getting added.
Yeah, probably he has it multiple times right now, but the Tiger
You
will
should
push
run.
back Rix a little bit as he once again finds head of Emo, just like you mentioned. And he falls back casually, like he gets a frag and he gets away with it. And that is the craziest part about it. He very rarely gets traded, right? The op doesn't really do a lot of heavy lifting over there, Hyper. And mostly with a classic, you don't really expect much. Bangs is in the backlines already, and Frakes will be trouble. Look at how paranoid this guy is already. The classic right swing. He gets
by the way.
Bangs and retrieves the Phantom. This is
Nerfed,
crazy.
by the way.
Yes, it is nerfed.
Find it.
But does it really look nerfed? Especially in the hands of Riggs? Probably doesn't. Astral Divide comes through as well. 3v4, very doable. Suddenly, M42 look good. Lockdown available will force away the issue. Riggs just waiting for this lockdown to just finish. Flash will come down. TEAMXO. They want to get back inside as quickly as possible. Sam is going to deny them. God Vexy gets one hype. Ezzy. Can he do it? Can he do it? 1v2. Didn't really
So close.
expect Hyper to miss that op shot, but it's fine, I guess. Venom, he's got his back. He's gonna
I
find
thought
a
that
frag.
he would just get lucky. Honestly speaking, Ezzy just hoped that he would get lucky, get a kill onto Venom and just be done with it.
Yeah.
And hey, Hyper missing that shot gave him a chance, but he just was not lucky enough to get it. It's
Talk
fine.
about luck. I guess we are in luck today because we are getting to watch this nail biter of competition.
It's 4-4 split. And in a way, both of the teams, they are playing it quite well, but at the same time, they're making a lot of mistakes. And I honestly will say that it's chalked up to nerves. They're so nervous that they just can't. You can see it in their eyes. Like, all the members of M42, they're shaking in their boots. They're shaking under the pressure. They need to try and collect themselves. Take a deep breath. Maybe take a pause even. Because if they don't, all the members of S8UL, they live and thrive in all the pressure. Hyper's gonna be good for one, but just one kill. That's the second kill that he needed. This is the Hyper that we know and love. But at the same time, Batman, he's just gonna swing out. He's gonna go into places that he doesn't even belong in.
Flash.
And he's gonna be the one to bring it all back.
Interesting, actually. He has no support. He has no cover. This is problematic. Venom will be taking down 2v3 especially. This time the paint shell does go in the desired location. But Ezzy is in position already. He gets one. That's about it. Hyper in 4 HP. The op can't do the magic. Can't do the magic it has been designed for. A weapon that screams confidence. A weapon that can one-shot anybody in the game through anything. But also it costs the most. And that is one of the reasons why Hyper is walking away with it. It costs a fortune. You invest in that weapon, you need to take care of it. You need to nurture it and grow with it. Okay. Okay.
Audience,
We didn't catch that on stream,
Hyper.
Hyper. We didn't catch that on stream. We didn't read the kill feed. Nobody reads the kill feed. Come on.
Don't worry about it. I didn't even hear a jet just randomly screaming in the background. That is the
I need a drop.
there.
Bruh. That is what you define as bruh moment. If there's any Gen Z watching out there, this is what you will be like. You're like, bruh, what just happened? Sam unable.
Hyper, he's mad, dude. He's mad.
He wants that gun back. Ooh.
And his fights and Hyper just one by one. He needs to go in for kills, but Hyper just one. Evo's gonna be good for one kill with a showstopper, but that's it. Hyper just slaps the face of Biggs with that sheriff, and ooh boy. You don't want to mess with Hyper, man, because he's just ready for this fight. But Ezzy, he still has the spike on him. He's going to be able to make his way down towards that A side, and with the A side positioning in his favor, it's just time to go in for a feed plan. Nothing to really worry about. Ezzy. 1 versus 2. All the information in this entire world. He hears the footsteps. He knows both of them are on heaven. No one's coming from this side line. And it's all up to him. Ezzy versus the entire world. If anyone can do it, it has to be.
One enemy remaining.
Finds the first one.
Yes,
That's
Stars! He has nothing to worry about! Yes, Stars, man!
Pulling them in.
Or
Blasting them.
probably Hyper knows exactly what he needs to do, but as he finds a frag! It's a clutch for this man! The clutch minister! A 3K for this guy. I've told you, I've lost count how many times he's got 3Ks and 4Ks in his best of series. I am not even counting, but I'm pretty sure he's got numerous, right? We've been talking about emo, we've been talking about streaks, we've been talking about pings, we've been talking about every single player, but Ezzy. But this man has been the silent killer. This man has been the slow and methodical serial killer who's just finding every single player, but under the shadows.
Somehow, it's my piece. And Ezzy, he's in their heads now. He's literally in their heads being like, okay, Ezzy's the player alive. Where is he gonna go? Is he gonna go here? Is he gonna go through from the side of Rams? Is he gonna go through from the side of side of defender side at spawn? Where is he gonna come from? We don't know. And M42, they're cracking. You can see it in their eyes. They are not even here on the B side. They're trying to go in for a hold. Binks is making a bunch of noise.
You are
Binks
divided.
doesn't know what's up. But with the defender-sided ultimate still available from the side of Sam, you can just pop it right now. Maybe just go in for the kill. This would have been so perfect. But they missed the opportunity. They're going to wait for the plan. Then after that, they're going to be going in for it. Yes, but the placement needs to be absolutely perfect.
Out of charges.
Ooh, that's a good amount of time being wasted. Emo. Beautiful from this.
Things. Rix just does the job over there. Hyper wait, he just walks out of smoke and casually takes down Strix. So many players.
No.
Dazzle there. Venom, even he's unable. Strix. I have no idea how Ezzy. I have no idea how Batman and Ezzy. Exactly, I have no idea how Ezzy and Batman, both of them got their shots, in spite of being dazzled by these players are nuts.
Are built different. It's fucking lab out here as well. Hyper. He's gonna be good for one, but still, he doesn't know where they are. Positionally, they're in the worst possible spot, and Ezzy, he just casually just tap Hyper away into the next dimension. 4 and 7 on the
Last
scorecards.
round before the switch.
This is not how it's meant to go. This is not how it's meant to be. M42, they're breaking apart. They're falling to pieces. The confidence is just not there. Is it because of the fatigue? Is it because of they're tired? Because M42, timings are not in their favor whatsoever. Where's the aggression? Where is the amount of control that they are known for? Where are the reactive plays that they are able to do against all of the other squads that we have seen previously?
You're forgetting
And
one thing.
look at Ezzy! What is he doing? He's on a controller! Stop it, man! Let Vix and Strix do something!
I mean, I guess being Strix, they did their part in the last game, in the last match, but this time around, I mean, this is Team S8UL. This is what we've been talking about time and time again, right? They are individually capable of taking down an army, and that is exactly what Ezzy is doing right now. And I feel like this is his map. 1-for-1. We've seen a trade already. Sam trying to create an opening for himself. That Badman is in such a nice position. Facial is going to displace him, and Emo just slaps him, bongs him with the Judge. I mean, I feel like the Judge is also a weapon with which he can bomb the players. Venom walks out, casually takes out Strix, and that's about it. 5th round for Team M42. They are certainly comfortable with this, but how comfortable would you be? 75 a score line. It was a similar situation in the second map as well, from where Team S8UL completely switched gears in the defensive side of things. I'm pretty sure this time as well the composure is going to be on a different level. For Team M42, this is going to be a tough nut to crack. We've talked a lot about Team M42, but it's very hard to deny that Team S8UL, they're a good team as well, especially given the momentum. They can stop the best teams in the competition. Right now, M42, to be honest, their confidence as well as their momentum is in the gutters. They have to string together rounds and good performances to probably get it back, but to retrieve that, you know, the fallen confidence against side like Team S8UL who feeds on your opposition, this is going to be difficult. This is a really difficult half for them, and it decides the fate of this entire best of 3 series, something which we have been watching for the last 2 hours right now.
Scout destroyed.
5 and 7. 5 and 7. This map is notoriously difficult. And you got a pretty strong, being a 2-round lead on your own attacking side. It's time for S8UL to just put the final nail on the coffin by winning out on this one pistol. Just one pistol is going to be the difference between a loss and the difference between a win. Badman knows exactly where Evo's going to be holding. He's trying to go in for that fight, but Evo's classic is just way better. Just bonks Badman in the face and just slaps him with it. He's like, hey, you got a classic, I got a classic. Let's see who has the better RNG. That's going to be one, but Strix, okay, sure. Casually walks in, gets a slap onto one player. He's looking for one more. He's not going to be able to find it, but still, he gets out with his own life. That's all that he needs to do. Ezzy, that's him.
30 seconds
That's
left.
this is just his map. This is his game. You cannot touch them.
Last player standing.
Finished.
It's his game. Salty. He owns the place.
You have certain days where you are literally untouchable in rigs. In spite of being in a gravity well, in spite of his floor being lava or a magnet or whatever it is, he just finds a frag. But as he puts a final in the coffin, just like you mentioned, it is his game.
It's good.
5-8 the scoreline, and it seems like Team S8UL are taking the right step towards victory. At this point, it is gonna be hard for them to stop Team M42. In spite of winning the first map, are they gonna crash down like a house of cards? Is this team a supposedly historical lineup? Are they gonna fail in front of the magical wizards of Team S8UL? We're gonna find out. 3 rounds a trail, but of course, this means it is gonna be an automatic 4-round buffer, because right now Team S8UL, they're gonna come in with big guns. They're gonna come in with SMGs, staring at the face of Team M42. We have seen clutches, not really undermining that, but it looks really improbable. Hyper spotted, taking down 50 HP. Sam barely breathing over there. You know this is done and dusted. Binks finds the first one. Venom being taken down as well. Flash comes through. Binks another one for himself. Strix, will he walk up with the Marshal? Not really. God, Bexy does not allow that. Please, Strix finds one.
Would have been a team ace, but that's just not gonna be the case here. S8UL, they just have so much control. You could be asking, hey, aggressive, I thought you didn't care about the pistol rounds that much. You thought that this was a throwaway round, but it is not exactly a throwaway round when you consider it being a round that you really need when it comes down to the second half. Second halves are the most crucial part for the pistol round. That's when you need to get the main primary form of your strategy on the board, and you need to showcase to your opposition that, hey, we lost on the pistol round before, but it doesn't matter, because now we're going to be the ones who win out on the pistol round. Get yourselves an advantage and stop this 5 and 9 scoreline from happening, because now on a 5 and 9, you're carrying so much weight on this one singular buy round. that if you lose out here, it's over. You just snap your finger and you lost. You're at map point. You're at set point. You cannot make this mistake. M42, a lot rides on this one singular buy round. If they lose here, I think we may just need to sign them off.
Probably. We've talked about Split being a very momentum-based map. Once momentum is in favor of Team S8UL, it's going to be really hard for the other team to recover the lost money, to recover that economy back. That annoying bird once again disturbing Sam.
Be like, first it was the dog, now it's the bird. Oh, and now it's Strix. Just slap him in the face with a sheriff. Why not? Sam, he's just not having a good day at all.
Do that. We're also watching the billboard of Arcane as well. Something interesting, but Batman in elbow with a Spectre
Haunting me, man.
and a dream.
It's asking me to buy the arcade sheriff.
30 seconds left.
Oh, poor guy. Batman over there completely overwhelmed. Team M42 trying to make this happen, trying to make this count. They have all the resources, they have the manpower as well as the guns to make this happen. Emo. Wow, nice one on the Binks. The smoke does come through, but Godvex, he just owns him, especially with the pain shell. Binks finds the frag, but that's about it. 2v3 right now. It's gonna be a little difficult, especially when Hyper is in heavens. Find the first one, but Ezzy finds Hyper, finds a trade, but Venom is in position already to get him to capitalize on that player who is completely out in the open. 6 to 9, magical number, possible for
my
Team
magic
M42.
number, dude.
It is magic. It is your magic number for sure. But yeah, I've casted with you for so long. It's like it's my magic number as well. But the point
You know
here is
why
that
I call it as well. Like, dude, you know for a fact why I call it the magic number, because this is the number that you need to go in for the possibility of a comeback, because this is where most of the fights happen on a 5-7 scoreline. This is where you can bring it all back onto your own court if you are able to be a little bit more systematic. You want it on your buy rounds, you want it on a pretty decent advantage with 2 of your members still alive. But the problem is, now that the bonus is already gone, Strix is going to be playing on an operator.
no way the flash. Strix thinks that he's already crossed towards a box. This is bad. This is so bad. Oh no. I guess Hyper is
Careful there.
Hyper is unaware of the fact that the Strix was flashed over there. He's still waiting for that op peak. He's waiting for Strix to overextend. Meanwhile, Strix is waiting for Hyper to show himself. Who wins this duel probably decides the fate of this round, and here we have it. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Strix, he gets the first initial frag, just like you want to call it, as he does have the gravity well set up, but M42's emo, he has no discipline whatsoever, just walks it, disrespects it, and gets him down, takes him out. That's one player down already. Venom finds one frag, that's a trade here as well. Binks does have the showstopper already, but I really want him. With all my dear life, I want him to use the showstopper. Wait,
no,
just
no,
he explodes him without even using it. This man is a monster. 2v3 right now, waiting for the plant to go down, but they're wary of the fact that Team S8UL will try and capitalize as soon as the spike goes down. You look at this, right? This is exactly what happens. Here it comes the showstopper. He takes his info as well. Strings, putting the final in the coffin of the rigs. This should be done and dusted.
No, just no, man. Bings with utility alone is doing this much. Just utility. Like, it doesn't matter if Bings only has 11 kills. It doesn't... Like, I don't give a damn. The kills that he is getting, it's the most crucial kills throughout the entire game. He denied the spike plan twice here in this round. One with the showstopper, one with the pain shell. That's it. In other rounds, he used his pain shell to slow down a push of 4 people, allowing Strix to get into position with his own operator and then go in for a kill. He's doing so much out of his raw utility that he doesn't even need to get a kill. His teammates are just riding that momentum easy. Oh! Venom. He's just gonna drive by Grove Street style and just give a kiss on the cheek or towards the face of Strix. Woohoo! Venom. One more! Give it to me, man! Venom with a 3K. Let's go. Operator player. One more. Come on, Venom. You're looking for this ace. I know that you're hungry for it. Come on, God Vexy. Beat him. I dare you. Swing that corner, Venom. Take that 4K. Get that ace. But I don't think he's going to give you the ace. So, yeah, just pat yourself on the back and be like, hey, 4K highlight reel. The most Valorant thing to do. and the most Valorant clip that you can ever post on your Instagram. Because Ace clips, yeah, they're pretty much non-existent.
I mean, that's fine, but wow, Team M42, they're actually not going down that easily. They are showing a lot of mental fortitude to still stick together these rounds in spite of having such a big trail. But at least as he finds one, at least he can dent their economy a little bit, the tiniest fraction of it. He saves his gun as well, so that's good. But what can Team M42 possibly do from this position? 7 to 10, the score line. They've strung together rounds, but do they have the confidence to go for a leap of faith? At this point, they don't even need a leap. They need a gigantic jump from this position. Cross
Long
7
jump,
Cs
you
because
mean. Long jump. They
yeah,
need to go for Olympic medal at this point because
exactly.
it's not gonna work.
You probably need to go for gold because even a silver won't suffice at this point. Because you look at this, right? The economy is certainly in their favor, but Team S8UL, they can still last. They can still make this work. And once one more round goes in the wire, I feel like S8UL will be done and dusted. This is outrageous, Tricks. Don't do this. Don't do this. It hurts. It hurts the opposition. He takes away one down, but I feel like he's done enough with the Blade Storm 1-for-1, 4v4 right now.
I have the spike.
This is for a situation, a breach for a jet. Not really the best of trades, I would say, but a trade nonetheless. Badman. Okay, Badman. Alright, Badman. Okay, freebie! One down! He's looking for a second! Bad. I guess he thought that no one was gonna be there, but sure. Anyways. Badman gets one more. That's gonna be another trade. 3 versus 3 situation. Hyper does have the side control, but it's all up to Vexy now. If Vexy is able to find something, maybe it could work, but he knows he cannot go in for the over-aggressive play. Maybe in a 3 versus 3 situation, they can look out for a couple of more kills because Vinx does have that Vandal in his hand, but this Vandal needs to sing. And Vinx, I can't believe I'm saying this, but bait your teammates. In this situation, if you bait them, you should be able to get 2 kills easily. Never mind, he's finished it.
2v2 Hyper in elbow Venom trying to do something.
Whoa!
He did it in the last round, but no.
Vexy! Did you just spray transfer kill that towards the side of Venom?
He possibly, yeah, he basically did.
Wait. Roll it back. I don't think we're gonna be able to see it, but I know for a fact that he spray transferred this. Once more, like, we gotta see it because look at how fast this instantaneous kill was. Binks died. I thought that, okay, it's done. There's nothing that they can do about it. Emo misses out on a showstopper. There's nothing that you could have done. The position was not good. The shots were missed, but now, look at Vexy. Spray transfer, insta-kills Venom. Yeah, that was a spray transfer with a Vandal and through the head as well. At that distance. Vexy. Chef's kiss.
Bro, like, my friends wouldn't believe if I pulled off something like that. They would probably think I am a hacker. Silly jokes, aggressive. The worst kind, to be honest. Let's not bore the audience with that. Oh my god, M42. Thankfully, you have something to talk about. We have Rix who's holding this. Okay, lockdown and a rolling counter as well. And a Blade Storm, all of which missed the target, but okay. It's a very heavy attack. Rix and Emo find 2 kills, but Strix, as well as another player from TEAMXO, they kind of bring it back. So it's still a 3v3 right now, and it's very doable in spite of all that heavy utility usage. I mean, it's still very doable. Team S8UL, they survive that. And now they have an Astral Divide to work with. They can completely take out Heaven as well as CT out of the equation. That's what they would probably will do. Yes, they do. They exactly do that.
It's quite bad. Do they know what's up? Oh my god, they get the half defuse. This half defuse is all that they needed, and they're just gonna clean everything up. The boogeyman comes in from the back, and he's like, "Peekaboo, I see you." Badman just casually taps them out of existence. It's match point. Salty. It's match point. No.
Match point.
No, dude, no.
A certain section of the fan base would be like, yes, Yes, dude, yes. And I'm pretty sure, I guess, I'm one of them as well because right now, the way Team S8UL made a comeback, they deserve this, man. M42, they showed a lot of grit, a lot of determination, but S8UL and their playstyle was just a tad bit greater in this one.
Go get 'em.
In spite of losing the first map, I feel like you need to have a lot of strength, a lot of mindset,
One
probably
enemy
do
remaining.
this. And look,
Down A.
bad man, he casually sprays down every
Oh my
single
God!
buddy. This entire team, they
I want
walk
to roll it
in.
back. Please,
Yeah,
please
for
don't.
sure. We for sure are gonna roll that back. Look at this, right? Batman is just in position. All these players are just gonna pop in. He has his phantom ready, bullets loaded in the chamber, waiting to unleash. As soon as the turret will be destroyed, these players are
Oh.
gonna pop off. And here it comes. Batman destroys every single buddy, spray transfers them. And that's basically it. That's a full stop from Team S8UL, and they demolished the side of Team M42. Nothing that Venom and his co could do over there.
I don't know, man. I'm a loss for words. This entire match has been like this. Not this match. This entire set, aim on point for every single one of these players. Whips here and there from both sides. It happens when even when you're a professional player. Whips are part of the content that you're supposed to show us here. So in that sense, it's okay. It's fine. But then there are shots like this. There's sprays, transfers. The entirety of S8UL, then from the side of M42, they had so much momentum from map number 1. I honestly believe they could have taken all away, but S8UL, they pull off a magic trick. They just swept the rug from under their feet, and somehow M42 were still standing, and M42 was like, oh, I'll be fine. But as we roll over on towards the match highlights, ladies and gentlemen, they were not fine. They were not fine at all. This was just a parlor trick for them. They were just teasing them out, and they just shot them at their feet and just told them, okay, sit down. You're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna
Sit-
move.
Sit down. Be disciplined, kids. This is a school, and you're gonna learn how to play Valorant. Nonetheless, I guess with due respect to both the teams, both of them played it to perfection. But yeah, you mentioned it, right? It was a galore of a lot of different aspects of Valorant. We got to see some outrageous plays. We got to see some nice strategies as well, some nice entries, some nice set piece executes. But then we got to see the other world as well, the world where it's a lot more entertainment and a little embarrassing as well for the players, the world of whips. And I feel like it's okay. It's a parallel universe where professional players who hit nutty shots and miss the worst of them. But I feel it just balances the entire thing. It adds entertainment to the professional gameplay that we see. And
Balance as everything should be.
just like everything should be. Exactly. But I mean, SHU for Team SHL, I feel like it is kind of a deja vu moment for them because it was 75. They carried it to victory from that particular point on in the second game. It was 75 in the third map as well, and they carried it forward. It's like you give them the momentum every single time you give them the lead, they are gonna carry forward. This is one thing that they've worked on, right? We have talked about how they've been struggling to kind of finish off games in the final third of the map itself. Like they might be in the lead, but somehow the other team makes a comeback against Team M42. They couldn't. They worked up on those mistakes and they came back with flying colors. I feel like, given the momentum, they know how to close games right now. The only thing that they need to work on more is probably to retrieve the momentum when it's not in their favor, especially in the maps where they don't really like to play, the bigger maps, the larger maps of Valorant, Haven, Breeze, Icebox. These are the maps which Team S8UL would prefer to work up a lot more. But considering how they play Bind, Split, the likes of Ascent, this team, you give them a few rounds, they know how to make a map out of them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Compound interest, basically.
That's the thing, man. Whenever you give them these close proximity engagement, it feels like SATUL, they know what to do. But when it comes down to the macro sense, they are just a little bit more slower. The larger the map, the more you can see the gaps in their armor. The smaller the map, oh boy, their crossfires are absolutely insane. They know how to play around one another really beautifully, but that's only on these smaller scale maps like Split, like Bind, like Ascent, just as you stated. Now, SAQL, how much can you even rely on the fact that you're always going to have these small gaps? Looking at the scorecard, though, salty. This is an Astra, not a duelist. This is a controller, one of the hardest controllers in the game, mind you, even harder than Viper. 27 with a 334 ACS. Explain.
This was his map. This was his game. We talked about it. 27 kills, 334. We spoke about this, right? Like every single time you see Ezzy in a 1v2 situation, you know he's gonna clutch it. Every single time it's an eco run for the opposition, he's gonna get a quad kill. He had 21 kills, probably somewhere near the end of the first half of the game itself. I mean, I would say that according to the standards that he has set for himself, 27 kills, it's not good enough, man. Go for 30 plus, because right now he is kicking players right in their butt. He's like kicking them. He's kicking the opposition. Is like, you've got nothing against me, right? You cannot survive against me. And well, I feel like the rest of Team S8UL, they just rose to the occasion. They were like, all right, Ezzy, just go frag your heart out. We're going to support you. And even Strix took a backseat for some second. He was like, all right, wait, Ezzy, just go for the kills. And I'm going to just finish things off with the final cherry on the cake. But M42, yep, they struggled. Emo was once again the top fragger. Venom got some outrageous facts for himself. But that's about it, I guess. S8UL, they just dominated this final piece of gameplay. And there's nothing that Team M42 anything about it.
Do you know what I would have wanted? I would have wanted another 13-6 score line. Sadly, it was a 13-7. So, you know, the OCD is acting. Just one round, man. Just one round. But in a way, S8UL, they did it all. They did the redemption arc that they were hoping for. They know for a fact that the larger maps are not there. But as soon as the second and third map came in, this is where S8UL, they turned the key. They showcased to us exactly why they are one of the better squads in the region. They're the ones breaking into the tier 1 scene as fast as they possibly can. They're climbing through the ranks of the tier 2. They're nearly there. They can get there. They just need a little bit more practice, a little bit more discipline, work out on all of the larger maps. Because what separates a tier 1 from a tier 2 organization, it's the way that they play the map of Haven, the map of Freeze, the map of Icebox. These are the most crucial maps for any tier 1 organization to learn. And just look at God Particles. God Particles is the best example where they have mastered the map of Breeze for themselves so that they can break into the tier 1 scenes and go up against the sides of Velocity and GP. All these factors are going to be coming into play. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, Team S8UL, they take this dub, they take it all away, and they bring it all back. We're going to be heading on down over into the group standings once more to get a visual representation of how the teams are going to be moving up and down now, because looking at the scorecards, I feel as though S8UL, they're going to be able to take a deep breath and have a sigh of relief, because now they're going to shoot up into the rankings immediately. They're going to be like, hey, we got a 2-0, and M42, they can't be happy they got themselves a report here. Because if I do remember correctly, M42, they were on a 0-3-0. Now it's going to be 0-4-0, but still with 1 point. They're going to have one more point to work with. They have that slight bit of buffer, but at the same time, you lost out on 4 of your games, and you still haven't won a single set. You need to step up soon. Otherwise, it's just not going to be working out.
I mean, for a team of the caliber of Team M42, I feel like victories are important. They cannot rely on single map victories in these sets. So they need to win the set, but considering the group, considering how this was supposed to be the group of death, it makes sense that a new side just couldn't really break in, right? You don't really expect to make a team. For sure, it can have experienced players, but you don't really expect to make a team and expect to break into the big leagues and defeat all the big teams out there, because you look at the group B teams and you know exactly who they are up against, and it makes complete sense if Team M42 don't manage to find the victories right at the get-go. But Team S8UL, I feel like this is a good break for them. This is something which they needed desperately. They needed this victory, and I'm not really sure about how the math is going to work out, if they are going to find themselves out of that relegation spot. But Team S8UL, considering how big this lineup is, considering how big their fan following is, I'm pretty sure even if they don't make it to the playoffs, they need to stay in for season 4 and not get relegated. We have the group standings ready. It is going to come up real soon. Yes, it is on our screens right now. Team X right at the top There's nobody who could beat them. Team Exploit came really close, but just couldn't really finish the race. Team Valor up in third. Team fourth is going to be True Rippers, God Particles, and S8UL form fifth and sixth as ROG Academy has been shooted below, but they have a game in hand. Aggressive.
They still have one. M42. I guess it's fine. They still have 4 more games. Like, they have a buffer. They still have a chance of pushing their way forward a little bit more because they only played 3 games. They have not yet played their 4th, so they have a lot more games to work with. But those lot more games are against teams like Team Exploit, TEAMXO, True Rippers. It's not gonna be easy for them. M42, they need to do massive changes right here, right now, and they need to, showcase a little bit more discipline. It feels like in match number 1, they show discipline. As soon as map number 2 and map number 3 rolls around, they just lose all of it. It feels as though they don't have the energy. They need to psych themselves up. They need to go into a group huddle because I know for a fact they're all at boot camp. Hug each other, man, and just be like, "Yo, we got this." Do the dance, do a hype cheer. I don't know what's the call out for M42. Just shout out M42 and just hype yourselves up a little bit more because you got to do that. You got to have that morale running high, especially against all of these other tier 1 teams. You guys can do it, but M42, they were just not the ones to bring it all back today. This is not the best of their performance, and in a way, they were having a really bad day because to watch Venom fall into shambles like that, it's not normal, especially for a player of his caliber. But for now, I digress. Good job towards the side of S8UL. They finished it all off in a very beautiful fashion, taking it on a 2-1. And M42 back to the drawing board, but still, hopefully they take this as a learning experience and come back stronger. But as we're talking about the side of comebacks, we're going to be coming back to you real later on as well, because for now, it's going to be the end of the show. Thank you all for stopping by here for the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucial. Our apparel partners are 656. Our accessories partners are Cosmic Byte, and our esports partner is ENIGMA. If you want to check out everyone, links down below in the description. Get yourself this fly jersey. Get yourself looking as cool and fly as me if you want to. Because, hey, the jerseys are on cheap. If you want to get yourself a couple of accessories, Cosmic Byte got you covered. If you want to get yourself an SSD RAM stick, Crucial's got you covered. And if you want to get crispying just like the pros, ENIGMA's got you covered as well. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by Satul signing on off. And we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more Valorant action for the LG Ultragear Tec Gauntlet Season 3, powered by Crucials, 656, Cosmic Byte, and
One, two, three, let's go.